Okay. Now this is epic. Now this is epic. Hello. How are we doing? How are we doing? Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. This is it. It's working. There he is. There he is. Does everything sound okay? Are we good? Are we good? Guys, welcome to the broadcast. It is December 10th, 2025. I'm coming at you from Chicago, Illinois, once again. And we're here. What a week. What a week it's been. I'm having a bad hair day. I was working all this morning and the stream caught up. It snuck up on me. I didn't realize we were going to stream so soon. And so I didn't have time to, make sure I looked all nice. But we're going to figure it out. Get out of Chicago, bro. Why? I like it here. I like it here. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. I'm going to say hello to the members real quick. Hello, Soul Maxwell. How's it going? Tyler, good to see you. Lucky RMST. Eddie's Roses. Eddie's Roses. What a topical username for today's movie. Is that my username is based on Funeral Parade of Roses. I'm so excited. There we go. Okay, I was like, that is way too relevant to today's movie. It has to be. Aaron, how's it going? Good to see you. Everybody say hello to our mod for today, John. Honestly, he's our mod every day. I don't know if we have any other mods usually. I should tell my friend Joe to hop in here. I think he's technically a mod. How's it going? I hope everybody's good. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one today. We have a lot to talk about. Listen, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Golden Globes. We're going to go over the Golden Globes properly. And then I've been thinking about just like straight up updating some of my predictions because I have updates. I've seen Hamnet. I've seen Caught Stealing, which does not really, that's a whole other, that doesn't have anything to do with this conversation because it will not be there. Unless, that'd be kind of crazy. But yeah, I'll probably go over some of my updated awards predictions in light of the Golden Globes, in light of having caught up with more of the films. What else? We're going to talk about the Netflix situation, although it's already kind of, I'm not going to say it's worked itself out, but there's already like a handful of updates, and I'm not going to sit here and lie like I know, even though I ran a whole Succession podcast. If you remember correctly, I was actually the one on the podcast that didn't know jack shit about business or business terms or how anything worked. That's what Christian's role was for on that podcast, was to explain all that shit to me. And so all of that to say, I'm not going to sit here and act like I can say much about the Netflix Warner Brothers situation, as I don't really know what's going to happen. I have not a whole lot of insight as far as like what this means business wise or just what I predict will happen with it. But we'll talk about it a little bit because it's obviously really scary and a big thing that happened this week. We're also going to talk about Funeral Parade of Roses, which is this week's Broadcast Film Club movie, which I'm very excited to talk about. Very interesting movie. And that's going to be, we'll probably play some Cine 2 Nerdle as well. We'll probably play some Cine 2 Nerdle, if I had to guess. We could talk about Caught Stealing later on. I mean, yeah, well, I could just talk about it now. Why not? I watched Caught Stealing this week. It was on Netflix, which was kind of a surprise. Speaking of, yeah, that it's not really, I don't look that good this week in that way. Like I missed Caught Stealing's theatrical run and then just caught it on Netflix, and I'm owning up to that this week of all weeks. But you know, it was kind of a good at-home movie if I can defend myself a little bit. It was nice. It was kind of a nice, like, cozy, just throw it on type of movie. It was, you know, it was better than I thought it would be and about as bad as I thought it would be. But it wasn't, I don't know if there was anything about it that was outright bad. You know? I mean, maybe a little flat for an Aronofsky film. Though there was, like, certainly some like real violence and grit to it for sure. I was kind of surprised that it was a Darren Aronofsky movie because it just didn't really have the kind of bite or intensity that like something like even you know, you could say what you want about it, but even something like The Whale had, you know. I think I'm about on the same level with it as I am The Whale. Like, I think I feel about the same about those two films, which is maybe a crazy thing to say. They're very different, which is why it doesn't feel right to say that. But like, as far as Aronofsky goes, they kind of balance each other out. There's things I like about The Whale that aren't here, like the sense of like how small scaled it feels and how much coverage he's able to find, or how interesting he's able to make the coverage out of just basically a one location movie. And I think Brendan Fraser's really good in it. Austin Butler's good in Caught Stealing, don't get me wrong. But it's not like there's just, I kind of, you know, it's water off a duck's back, that movie. It's gone now. It's I watched it and now that's over, you know. I'll probably never think about it that much ever again, unless I have to do a Darren Aronofsky rank. But it was good. It was fine. It was fun. Yeah. Did you see the drama teaser? I did. I watched the drama teaser this morning. I'm very excited about that movie because I really like Christopher Borgli. I still have to see Sick of Myself, but I was a big Dream Scenario fan. Obviously, I love Rob Pattinson and Zendaya. It's a square peg situation, which is Ari Aster's and Lars Knudsen's production company, which always puts out good work. So I really think I think it'll be a good film. I don't really know much about it based on the trailer, or teaser. But I mean, Rob Pattinson was doing a good job in what I saw. I trust. It's a group of people that I trust. So I'm going in pretty optimistic. Not much to say other than that. Have you been watching Actors on Actos? I actually haven't watched a full episode yet. Yeah, after all that talk last stream. I watched a little bit of the Ariana Grande Adam Sandler one and thought it was good fun. Fargonaut, thank you for the super chat. Funny question, Karsten, but do you snore? And if so, how loud? Do you also talk in your sleep? And sleepwalk would be funny if you do all three. You know, I'll answer this question. I will. But it feels, and I don't know why I'm getting this, it feels like it's coming from a weird place. I'm not going to expand on that, but I don't want to know too much about why. I don't know why you're asking me this. So I guess, you know, you said funny question. God, I hate my hair today. What is this? What is going on here? So I do sleep talk. I kind of sleepwalk. I don't think I'm a snorer. I do sleep talk though. I'll have full conversations from what I've heard from my girlfriend, and just growing up, if I had to share like a hotel room with my sister, she would get mad because she's like, "You're just always talking all night. You're talking." I'm like, so I guess I do that. I don't really know what it sounds like myself because I'm the one sleeping. But shave your head on stream. I've legitimately thought about shaving my head like a couple times in the last few months. I'm back at that point. It's been it's been full 5 years since the last time I shaved my head. So I'm kind of due. I just think that if I shave my head, you know, there's a few things that are going against me there. One, everyone's going to think that I'm like copying Timothée Chalamet, which is, that's not, I've been thinking about it before he did that. But then everyone's going to think that I'm like copying Northern Lion, which everybody already knows I'm a huge fan of. So it's just, I think it would just be a bad look for a very specific group of people, even though maybe it's like what I should do. I mean, maybe he's always shaved his head, but didn't Jack Antonoff just debut a new look? I think people are kind of clowning on him. I think he looks kind of good. I think the Margaret Qualley pairing doesn't make any sense, but I think he looks fine. I think he looks better than he used to. He was when I saw him, I was like, okay, maybe I should shave my head, but then I was like, maybe he's always had a shaved head, and I've just never. Maybe he just took off the glasses. Nah, the mop goes crazy. Like, on the outside, yeah, maybe it looks kind of fun, but this is hell to work with. You know what's fucked up is I just got a haircut, and that's a couple. I don't even remember how much it was. Actually, no, I do remember. I don't want to admit to how much it was because it was just money down the drain. Because it looks the same. But then when I actually make a dent and go crazy with the haircut, it looks horrendous and I look like an idiot. So that's so fucked up, man. What did I do? What did I do now? When I think of Karsten, I think of Timothée. I think that's a compliment. I can't tell. We'll talk. That's a loaded thing to say this week because I think his campaign is getting a little obnoxious. But I don't know if I want to unpack that quite yet. I need to warm up before I get into that. Fargo, thank you for another super chat. Karsten, people who say they don't snore do snore. Well, I can fully. I can say this with confidence. I do not snore. I know that much. My dad's a big snorer. In a way where it's like you can hear him a few rooms down. And also while we're watching any movie ever, I don't think there's a movie he hasn't fallen asleep to besides Banshees of Inisherin. And I made note of that because it said a lot that he didn't fall asleep during that. I was like, he loves this movie. Oh, there's also the Lex Luthor thing. Yes. That's also the third reason why I shouldn't shave my head. I almost did it over the summer. Can you imagine the timing of that? Oh God, it would have been. Let's unpack it. Okay, so yeah, I think he's getting a little ahead of himself. He's getting a little annoying. I think we all hyped up his SAG speech a bit too much when he was like, I want to be one of the greats. And everyone was like, you go, Timmy. You go. Like, we need more of this. And I was one of those people. I was like, you know what? I like this energy. This is nice. This is refreshing in 2025 when everyone's so trying to be like, you know, laid back and like they don't give a shit. I'm like, we need someone that really gives a shit. And I think we've followed that energy deeper into the year. Like, Pete, that energy is coming back, and that's really nice to see. He has now taken it way too far and is like, he's like, I'm one of our greatest actors. Like, I come from a long line of talent. I'm one of the greats. I'm a blend. What did he say? He's like, I'm a blend of every great thing about New York. That is not what he said. I'm misquoting that, but it's something along those lines. It was something insane, and I was like, calm down, man. He's good in Marty Supreme. He's very good in Marty Supreme. I hope he wins. I want him to win the award. Although, I'm now at that point where, like, it's, to keep it real, it's between him and Ethan Hawke for me personally. I don't know who's going to win, but it's between those two for me personally. This week, I would like to see Ethan Hawke win more than Timmy because I'm like, we all love Ethan Hawke, and he really deserves this award. And I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. It's too early in the game for him to be doing this. I hope Leo wins. Leo's really good. I also really like Leo. For some reason, I don't really care about. That's like a performance. This is what's crazy, man. It's like, that's a performance that is amazing, and like any other year, sure. But I'm kind of like, One Battle is going to sweep everything else. And in a year of great performances, I don't think Leo's is like the winner to me personally. And I'm going to say that. I'm going to go on record and say that. I don't think that performance should win. I think Timmy is a more interesting win and a better win. He gave the better performance. I think Ethan Hawke, long overdue, would fully deserve it. I guess, yeah, he would be number 3. I'm trying to think who else. I haven't seen The Secret Agent yet. Can't speak on that one. I'm going to see it next week. And then what else? I haven't seen. I'm going to watch The Shrouds this week. Joel Edgerton's good. I would like to see him nominated. It's probably my favorite Joel Edgerton performance. I don't know if it's... Okay, no. It would be... I would put Michael B. Jordan over Joel Edgerton. I think my list goes probably Timothy, Ethan Hawke, Michael B. Jordan, and then Leo. Honestly, and that's just the contenders. I haven't even looked past that. There's some other performances by lead actors that aren't even in conversation that I think are stellar, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. You ever fall asleep during movies, Karsten? I have before. Yes. It's been a while since I've gone full sleep mode. Scott, thank you for being a member for 1 month. Appreciate it. Always love the streams. Your parents' top 3 movies. Dude, so I would love to answer that for you. I know vaguely what they are, but I've been telling them I've had this idea for a while where I'm going to do a video where I watch my parents' favorite movies, and then I'll talk about that. And I keep being I need your favorite movies, and then they're like, we love to do it. And then they never do it. And I'm like, well, can you let me know what they are? So I need to ask them again and really push them, because they're always we need to think about this. And I'm like, well, how long does it take? Can we just... But I think my mom recently said The Favorite is one of her favorite movies of all time, which is pretty sick. I got a cool mom for that one. I got to admit. My mom's favorite movie is a Yorgos movie. That's pretty sick. My dad's, I think, are all James Bonds, but he's got a few that I'm sure I don't know about. My mom also really likes Misery. I don't know if she'd call it one of her favorite movies, but she really likes Misery. She really likes the film The Out-of-Towners with Jack Lemmon and Election. And I'm trying to think of what else. My mom's got a more interesting, I don't know, taste than my dad. Your mom's favorite movie is Pink Flamingos? I don't believe you for some reason. Honestly, I believe it. I mean, in some ways, but I don't believe that she told you that. That could happen. I'm assuming your mom was around at that time. But why she would own up to that to you is crazy. She introduced me to John Waters. That's wow. I don't know. I don't know if that's a cool mom, but kind of is. My mom's favorite movie is Climax. Now, see, I can't trust anybody in this chat. My parents don't even know about that movie. For how much I've talked about it on the internet, they've never brought it up. I don't think they know it even exists. and hopefully they never will. Who is the best music taste? Honestly, they both have good music taste. I might lean my dad, though he's really funny these days. He he recently bought a new record player, a new turntable, because for whatever reason he's decided to get into it again and start buying records. And he talks about Tame Impala as though he discovered them and that they're this new hot band. And I'm like, Pops, this is old news. Tame Impala is old news. And he's got the one album, Currents. He always puts it on. And I guess we could call him a cool dad for that. But it's just a little funny to me. I'm like, it's not as cool as you think. And my mom's really into You know what? The one questionable take my mom has movie wise, and I can't even really speak on it because I haven't seen it yet. But I just know the general consensus on this is wildly different. She thinks the 1970s Barbra Streisand A Star Is Born is like one of the greatest movies of all time, and Mog's the new A Star Is Born, and all the others for that matter. She thinks that's like one of the best movies ever made. She saw it like I think 15 times in theaters. She's got the soundtrack on cassette, and I need to watch it. You know, she's I can't really like hate on her because I haven't seen it, but I am like, really? I've heard the opposite. I haven't seen the new Stranger Things yet. It's a problem. I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna cover it, but I'm actually gonna wait until it's all out before I speak on it, because I know I'm gonna have to make like an update. So I just want to make it all one video. So I'm gonna wait. Okay. It's so good, dude. Where is this coming from? I've never heard this outside of my mom. That it's good. I heard it's kind of cheesy and a little long. My mom said she does not like Babs' acting, but said she has the best voice in the world. She said something that cut so deep, and I was like, that's going to get you into some hot water online, but I kind of agree with you after watching What's Up, Doc. She said Babs thinks she's funnier than she is, and I said, that's true. I come from a long line of hot takes in my family. We all got hot takes. Star Is Born next week film club? I would put it down. I would put it down. Babs, Barbra Streisand. Also, on the topic of 70s films, I don't know if you guys have seen my Letterboxd activity, but I've been in a huge Paul Newman phase right now, and we're not even in it yet. We're just at the surface. Like, I today just went on a rabbit hole and like was going through his entire filmography, just like watch listing stuff that I want to see. Like, I don't know what's come over me, but I'm in like a huge Paul Newman phase, and I need to watch like all of his hits soon for no reason. I mean, I am making. I want to watch HUD. HUD's one of them. I want to watch HUD. I want to watch Harper, just singular. I want to watch the one about the hockey team, the one about them going to Paris. It's not completely random. I do have a video on The Color of Money coming out, which is incredibly random and might be one of my biggest flops of all time, but I am so happy about the video and I'm so excited about the video that I don't give a fuck. I'm getting it out of my system, and that's what matters. No, well, honestly, I should rewatch Cars with everything I've learned about him in mind. I think it would add a lot of depth. But anyway, yeah, I'm in a big Paul Newman phase right now. How's the Weird Takes video going? It's just sitting there collecting dust, waiting for. I'm not gonna talk. Probably can't talk about it too much, but I'm just waiting for the sponsor approval, man. It doesn't usually take this long. I don't know what the hell is going on. It should have been out 3 days ago. Oh my God. Did it just get approved? As I said that? No, it hasn't even. I'm so mad. What is going on, man? Trust me, I want to put the Weird Takes video out. It's been done for a while. Billiards movie tier list. There aren't that many. There really aren't that many. There's only 2 good ones that I know of. I mean, there's a few others, but I haven't seen them. I got here late. Did you talk about the Golden Globe nominations? It could be fun to go over. I haven't gone over them yet, no. I'm going to get into them in a second. Movies with rats? What about it? What about it? You got any music hot takes? I don't know if any of my... Off the top of my head... Oh, this one's kind of hot. I think The Life of Pablo is his best album. This is something I've been thinking about a lot recently. I'll leave that one there. That's kind of a hot take, but I think it's his best album. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. I'm pretty lukewarm with my music takes. To be fair, that's a tough question. Not really a hot take. I know in certain circles it's really not. All of his albums are kind of masterpieces in my opinion, but that one's like pretty good. I don't know if Late Registration is that good. Awesome Adam. But it's a 10 out of 10 for sure. Karsten wants to make a billiards movie. I very seriously do. I hope we can like make that a thing, you know? I hope that becomes like a common thing that people bring up when I come up in conversation, is that's the guy that wants to make the billiards movie. Because I very seriously want to. Especially after revisiting The Hustler and The Color of Money, I'm like, no, I got some shit to say. I have something that I can add to this. And I'm not going to get into it just yet because that's what the movie's for. But I have things that I have to say about this. The game has changed. It's not what it was in the 80s anymore. It's a different game now. Snooker hasn't even been touched. It's like there's so much to say. I think Vultures is horrendously bad. I think it's almost unlistenable, but I don't even know if I can really say I've listened to the whole thing. Play me at 8-ball pool. I don't know how to set it up, but I would happily do so. We've been through this before. We're not gonna go down that route again. That's a good joke, John. Can we have a Jay Kelly discussion since it just came out? Yes, yeah, Jay Kelly's out. I saw it a few months back at Chicago International, but I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, which is weird to say considering it's Noah Baumbach, who I always love. I think it has its highs and its lows. I don't know if you guys would agree. I think I'm actually in the minority in thinking that a lot of the like dreamy kind of head, like in his head scenes are they get a little redundant after a while, maybe. They just feel a little cliche, or like they're missing. They have potential but aren't really there. I think I'm in the majority in saying that the film really flies in the dialogue and when he's on the actual trip. The train scene specifically is basically like a no notes scene. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfect. It's funny. All the performances are great. Like, I think George Clooney's phenomenal in the movie as a whole. Like, the whole I think it's some of George Clooney's best work in years. Adam Sandler's very good. I'm not really on the Sandler train the way everybody else is with that performance, but I think it's a good performance. It complements Clooney really well. I like those two as a pair. Yeah, the writing's wonderful. The direction I prefer when Noah Baumbach like strips it down a bit, keeps things a bit more in. I like his, talking in rooms movies a bit more than these like more ambitious films he's been making the past few years. Like, I think Marriage Story is like him at his best, but did you notice the cameo? Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I feel like there's a few cameos in that movie now that I think about it. I am a little bummed that I was like waiting for it. In the George Clooney montage, they don't do Mr. Fox. And I was like, that's one of his, it's number one on Letterboxd. I'll say that much. But I get it. It would have been kind of weird. Because Noah Baumbach wrote that movie. So I guess that would have been a little weird, right? That montage works a lot better than it should. It genuine. I think if you don't choke up a little bit watching that, there's something wrong with you. If you love movies, you got to admit it's a pretty good montage. It's a movie that honestly wouldn't work as well with like anyone other than George Clooney. I think it is a movie all about obviously George Clooney, but also only works because of him. It's like the tone of it, even though it's maybe not a late stage Noah Baumbach film, it feels weirdly like late stage George Clooney. Like it's an era of his that is very much behind him, and so it feels fine to make a movie like this about his career. Is Jay Kelly not a real person? What if Dwayne Johnson starred in Jay Kelly? That would, I don't know if it would have worked as well. I'm not super tapped into Clooney. Will I get anything out of Jay Kelly? Honestly, you might. What do you mean by not tapped in? Like you've tried some and didn't like it, or you're just unfamiliar? Because I think this is it's kind of a good entryway. He charms you pretty fast. I just got laughed at? In what way? Karsten, who's that behind you? $30 minutes late. Did I miss the K-pop Demon Hunter apology? You did not. You'll never miss it because it's never happening. I just haven't seen anything he's in. I think you should get into it. Bring out Nick. What is Big Milk Hog doing here? What are you doing here? How did you find this stream? This is not an easy stream to find. Also, I'm in Chicago. Nick is nowhere to be seen. Mark Kermode thought Jay Kelly was rubbish. Well, Mark Kermode's wrong like 70% of the time. Any hype for Ella McKay? That movie came out of nowhere. I don't know what the hell is going on with the Ella McKay challenge. But well, it's good to see you, Big Milk Hog. It's good to see you. Let's talk about the Golden Globes. I think we're due. I think it's time to get into the Golden Globes. It's kind of late news at this point, but how could I not talk about them? Oh, Jesus Christ. My whole thing is messed up. Give me 1 second. Jay Rubbish. Motherfucker. Okay. Train Dreams snubbed. I don't think Train Dreams like came out of nowhere, but I don't think was ever going to be that guy. No offense. I don't think it was ever going to go that far. It had like a tiny moment when it first dropped, but I hate to break it to you. It's good and fine that we all like it, but you feel like Train Dreams is going to pick up? I'll believe. I guess, like, Jay Kelly is not in there officially. Not that was taking up a spot. But I mean by, like, Avatar's fully out. Wicked for Good is fully out. So that leaves a couple spaces. And you would think Jay Kelly would swoop in there, but it's not. So I don't know what's going to happen, man. It's kind of up in the air. The winner is very obvious this year, but the nominations are kind of up in the air. Okay, I think I got it figured out. Here we are. Is this working? I know you can't see chat, but that's who cares. Okay, the Golden Globe nominations. Not that they matter a whole lot. They're kind of weird every year, but we're going to talk about them. I'll put myself up here. In Best Motion Picture Drama, we have Frankenstein, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and The Secret Agent. Nothing crazy there. Good to see The Secret Agent there. I haven't seen it yet, but good to see it there. Good to see It Was Just an Accident as well. It Was Just an Accident. Probably going to take it all the way. I mean, he's probably gonna. That's gonna be a best director situation, best screenplay, best international win. I'd go as far to say. Hamnet and Frankenstein. No surprises here. I would probably have put Train Dreams in place of Frankenstein, even though I like it. I don't know. There was not a world where it wasn't getting nominated. Same thing with Hamnet. I think I like Train Dreams a lot more than Hamnet, admittedly. But yeah, I mean, I don't dislike any of these movies. This is the crazy part. Best motion picture, musical, or comedy, we have Blue Moon, amazing. Begonia, great. Marty Supreme, amazing. No Other Choice, amazing. Nouvelle Vague. What the hell is going on there? I think people aren't reacting to this enough. I think this is one of the most insane things I've ever seen. It's crazy to put what is like a pretty, I liked Nouvelle Vague. That's not what this is about, but I'm just saying, like, a movie that came and went that nobody really, I don't think anyone loved. I don't think I've seen a single person give Nouvelle Vague 5 stars. Are there any Nouvelle Vague 5-star folk? Instead of, and this is, again, I like this more than this other movie, but instead of Wicked for Good is crazy. Because I know for a fact that there are people that really dug it. A lot of people didn't, but there are people that really liked it, and it is like pretty hard to deny that it's the biggest musical of the year that I can think of, right? So it's just, I mean, that's just kind of crazy, right? Charlie XCX did? Well, she's kind of I don't really know what Charlie XCX's taste is. Yeah, no, that's crazy. I'm not upset. But there are like other comedies I would have preferred to take this place. Like honestly, I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised that this is maybe going to be crazy to say. I'm surprised Friendship got shut out completely because I really thought that would maybe be a Golden Globe kind of movie. I'm surprised Jake Kelly was shut out. Would Jake Kelly go in the comedy section? I kind of would expect that. Yeah, I'm really this is a really weird choice, but is what it is. Best motion picture animated, we have Arco, Demon Slayer, which I completely forgot was an option, but I guess that makes sense. It was a big success. Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie, and Zootopia 2. I'm super excited about Little Amelie. I know a few people that saw it at Cannes that really enjoyed it, and I am looking forward to checking it out whenever I can. Have not seen Demon Slayer yet either. I want to check it out, but I fear that I would need to watch the show first. Dude, it's out. I swear to God, I looked it up yesterday, where to find Little Amelie, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Am I just dumb? Where can I find it? Maybe I was just looking at theaters. It's on Apple TV. That's why. Dude, they kind of... Listen, I'm going to defend myself here, okay? They kind of bury these movies when it's on Apple TV. It's like there's silence. Like, they don't tell you it's out. They weren't telling anybody that Mr. Scorsese was out. Like, I just happened to know about it. But then the show itself got, like, completely buried. I was like, what's going on? It came out just today, I think. Okay, I'll cut myself some slack. I'm going to check it out probably tonight. I still haven't seen Chainsaw Man. And the people that I know who have seen it said I don't need to know anything going into it. So I'm going to check out Chainsaw Man before the end of the year for sure. Best motion picture non-English language. We have It Was Just an Accident, No Other Choice, Sentimental Values, Surat, The Secret Agent, and The Voice of Hind Rajab. I read something that these are all neon films. Is that true about The Voice? Is this a neon film? I couldn't confirm that. But if so, that is insane. And a little upsetting? I don't know. All but one? Okay, it's not. Gotcha. Well, I haven't seen Secret Agent or The Voice of Hindu Job yet. I'm looking forward to checking both of them out. I've heard both of them are fantastic. I have the Secret Agent screener, so I'm going to check it out literally as soon as I can. But you probably need some knowledge of Chainsaw Man before seeing it. In what way? Is it something I can just look up, or do I need to like watch some other shit? Scorsese, he said. I think Scorsese's still valid. That's how it is with like A24 too, John. And I guess that's just what studios do these days. They just do trailers for their own movies. Maybe I'm just noticing it now. It's much better knowing the context. It's like 12 episodes. I know, man. But asking me to watch 12 20-minute episodes to watch one movie I'm happy to do so. I bet it's great. I'm just saying I'm not speaking just for myself. I'm speaking for like general audiences around the world. It's kind of a tall. That's why I'm just asking, like, could a quick Google help me? I have to catch up on a lot of things this week. The show is not good. Okay. I'll just probably piece together the pieces. Anyway, these are good noms, obviously. Good to see Surat here. And Surat's already on here in another place that I'm going to talk about soon. Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture drama. We have Ava Victor in Sorry Baby, which is crazy. Literally did not see this coming at all. I'm pretty sure Sorry Baby got snubbed in screenplay, but got this. I could be wrong, but that's insane. Really happy about that. They're very good in the movie. It's a very good movie. Jennifer Lawrence in Die My Love, obviously very happy to see this. It's one of my favorite performances of the year. Jessie Buckley in Hamnet, not surprising, and also one of the best performances of the year. Maybe the best part about Hamnet. Julia Roberts in After the Hunt, which is, everyone else is saying this isn't surprising, but it is kind of crazy to me to see After the Hunt even in conversation in some way. She is good in it. Big Julia Roberts fan, think she's fantastic. She runs laps around Iowa Debris, unfortunately, in the movie. I think she gives a much stronger performance, but I also don't really blame Io for that. I think Luca Guadagnino and the writer just don't really know what to do with Io's character, and that's like a huge flaw in the film. That said, Julia Roberts plays this specific character very well. Renata Rensby, I mispronounce her name every single time. I don't hate Hamnet. I didn't say that. I just simply said she's the best part about it. And I don't think, if you disagree with me, like I think Hamnet lovers would say the same thing. Yet amazing performance in Sentimental Value. Honestly, maybe a bit less of not as showy as it was in Worst Person. I probably would take her performance in Worst Person over this. And then Tessa Thompson in Hedda, which I have not seen yet, but I'm going to check it out before the end of the year. I just zoned out for like 5 minutes. Me too. I'm just yapping for no reason. Best performance by a male actor in a motion picture drama. We have Dwayne Johnson in The Smashing Machine. He's still in the race. All right, he's still in the race. Jeremy Allen White in Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. He is damn near out of the race. He's here, but he's on his way out. I still haven't seen that movie. I heard he's good, but I have not seen that movie. Got to get around to it one of these days. Joel Edgerton in Train Dreams, great to see. Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, great to see. Oscar Isaac in Frankenstein, kind of surprising to see, honestly. Yeah, like I just saying it out loud just now is when I've processed the fact that he's here. I didn't really think about this before I just said it. But yeah, why is he here? Who invited him? It's a good and fine performance. It's not one of Oscar Isaac's strongest. But I guess I would take like, I don't know. Let's try and think of anyone else over Oscar Isaac. And then Wagner Moore for The Secret Agent, which I have not seen yet, but I heard is great. And I heard he's great specifically. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like alternatives to Oscar Isaac. Maybe there just wasn't any other room. Like maybe this was the guy. Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. We have Amanda Seyfried, Testament of Anne Lee, of course. Also one of the best performances of the year. Chase Infinity, One Battle After Another, great to see. Cynthia Erivo in Wicked for Good. Kind of surprised she squeaked her way in. I feel like Wicked mostly got shut out, but she is great in the movie. Emma Stone in Begonia, obviously. Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue. I saw the trailer for this for the first time this week when I went to see Hamnet. I got nothing against it, but I'm like, all right. I guess I'll watch that. It's kind of, Song Sung Blue sucks. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look terrible. It just kind of looks like, and then amongst everything else, there's Song Sung Blue. You know, it's just kind of there. And so I guess I'll see it. I have not seen it. I don't know much about it. I know people were saying that she's going to be like a sneaky fifth nom this year at the Oscars, but I based on the trailer, I don't really see it personally. And then Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Maybe the best performance of the whole year. Maybe. Phenomenal performance in this movie. One of the best movies of the year. One of the best performances. She's obviously my pick. I guess I haven't been doing picks so far. She's my pick here. Best performance by an actor in a drama. It's probably going to be Michael B. Jordan. Female actor in a drama. It's probably going to be Jennifer Lawrence. Non-English language. It's sentimental value for me. Animated, I'm going to go with K-pop Demon Hunters. Musical or comedy, I'm going One Battle. Of course. Drama, I'm going Sentimental Value. There we go. Best performance by a male actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. We have Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon. We have George Clooney, Jay Kelly. Jesse Plemons, Begonia. Lee Byung-hun in No Other Choice. Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another. And Timothée Chalamet, Marty. This is like, these are where they all were. Like, when I was thinking of all the best performances, this is where they were hiding, is the best musical or comedy section. Yeah, this is just a nothing but bangers here. I struggle to find one that I don't like. I think the weak, like, to give you an idea of how strong this category is, I think the weakest one is, it might be Jesse Plemons, and that's like one of the best performances of the year. It's between him and George Clooney, I guess, but I really like George Clooney and Jay Kelly, and I really like Jesse Plemons and Begonia. I can't even think of like a least favorite. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think my pick is probably, I think I'm going to stick with Timothée Chalamet. It's a tough one, man. It's a really tough one. I think I'll stick with Timothée Chalamet. He's really good in that movie. I did not say he was weak sauce. I just did not say that. Best performance by a female actor in a supporting role in any motion picture. We have Amy Madigan in Weapons, which, sure. I don't think I'm not really on that same page as everyone else. I think this shut out, I'm blanking on her name, Woon-mi from Sinners, who gave a much better performance than Amy Madigan in Weapons. Thank you for the super chat, but don't award shows hate Timmy? Well, he's kind of obnoxious. I don't blame him for not. It's like he's not really. He's been kind of annoying this year, so I'm not super surprised. Also, it's just a strong year. Also, that doesn't have anything to do with my pick. My pick is Timmy. Anyway, Amy Madigan, sure. Ariana Grande, Wicked for Good, pretty good. Also, maybe not necessary, in my opinion. Not as good as people were chalking it up to be. Elle Fanning, sentimental value, yes. Emily Blunt in The Smashing Machine, sure. Inga in sentimental value, definitely. And then Teyana Taylor, One Battle After Another, for sure. Yeah, Amy Madigan's a fun pick. And it's good to see horror getting recognized. Don't get me wrong. It's just funny that it's like I think they're just a few years too late to this. You know, I think the Toni Collette backlash was so crazy, and the Florence Pugh backlash for that matter, that it's just like now they're starting to recognize more horror performances. But I don't know if it was that good of a performance. That's maybe my hot take of the day. My pick here, probably Inga. I think that's my favorite performance here. Inga Ibsdotter Lilias. She stood out a bit more than Elle Fanning in this movie. I like Teyana Taylor a lot too. Although but I think Inga had like a bit more pull. She was pulling at the heartstrings a bit more. Yeah. Best performance by a male actor in a supporting role. Adam Sandler, Jay Kelly, sure. Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another, yes, definitely. Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein, sure. Paul Mescal in Hamnet, okay. Sean Penn in One Battle After Another, yes. Stellan in Sentimental Value. I mean, yes to all of these. I'm not too upset at any of these. I think maybe Jacob Elordi's the most overrated performance of everyone here. Paul Mescal's good. He's not great. It's not my favorite Paul Mescal performance. I think he's straying away from what made him such a compelling actor to me personally. And that's very personal. Like, I think he is he's very good at being a subtle actor. Like his subtlety was so great in Aftersun and even Normal People. Even in like his very small role in The Lost Daughter was like kind of a scene stealer. And in Hamnet, he's really like, he has a few like outbursts that sometimes worked for me. Sometimes he really works in the ending of Hamnet. That's when the Paul Mescal like magic comes in, and it's just, I don't know how it can't, what am I trying to say? Made me cry. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, it's not my favorite. I support it though. I would like to see Paul Mescal getting recognized more because I think he is one of our strongest actors, even if I wish he was reeling it in a bit more these days. My pick is Sean Penn, and we all knew this. I as much as I would love to see Stellan Skarsgård win, I think that would be a really amazing win. I think Sean Penn delivers like, I mean, he's neck and neck with Rose Byrne, I guess I should say, as far as like best performance of the year. That's one of the greatest performances we've had in a long time. I don't really get the Benicio del Toro thing that people are. I know he's like probably a more likable performance. People like Benicio del Toro more than Sean Penn, and then Adam Sandler, very good in Jay Kelly, though I would replace him with Delroy Lindo. Either him or Jacob Elordi I would replace with Delroy Lindo, who gives another like scene stealer performance in Sinners. Best Director, Motion Picture, we have Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein, Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident, Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, and Ryan Coogler for Sinners. I mean, no notes here as well. I mean, this is a pretty... There's a lot of heaters here. I'm trying to think of who I would have rather been here. Maybe Josh Safdie, honestly. I'm a little surprised Josh Safdie got shut out, but honestly, Marty Supreme got pretty shut out in general. I liked Chloe Zhao's direction in Hamnet, though. I thought she did a good job. It was very different for her. It was a new direction for her usual style of directing, and it worked on me. Guillermo del Toro, Frankenstein, I guess. I love Guillermo del Toro. I would usually be shooting for him. I don't think this is like the kind of movie where I'm rooting for him the hardest, especially next to what else is here. It's a lot of directors either like you know, working at a higher level than what we're used to, or going in a new direction. And what Guillermo does in Frankenstein is frankly just Guillermo doing his thing, which is fine. I probably would have picked Josh Safdie over this. Jafar Panahi, that's a no-brainer. It's some of the best direction of the year. Joachim Trier, also a no-brainer. I'm happy with that. Yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson, obviously, and Ryan Coogler, obviously, yeah. I mean, there's not much to say here. My pick is my pick is Jafar Panahi for this one. I think that's the best director we have here. It's the best directing, I should say. That might be a hot take, but I would rather see Jafar Panahi win this over PTA. There's the places where I want one battle to win, and then there's my places where I want others to be recognized, and this is a case of Jafar Panahi. Best screenplay. Also, Flo, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on Nolan's Odyssey? I'm very excited. I have my tickets. I have my tickets that I got a year in advance. I'm very excited about it. Not much else to say, but looking forward to it. I'm gonna try and see. I don't know if I'll make time for Happy Gilmore before the end of the year. But I'll try to make time for Roofman for sure. That's a big miss this year. Have you seen any other Jafar film? No, that's the issue. I'll own up to that. I've seen I think it's his son's film, Hit the Road. But I know I need to see more. We should put a Jafar Panahi on the poll this week. You're right. I think we should put a Jafar Panahi on there. Best screenplay, we have Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident, Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Ronald Bronstein and Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, and Ryan Coogler for Sinners. I was going to suggest Taxi, yeah. No Bears too, but like I think Taxi's one of his most essentials. Best screenplay. It's between. I really like the One Battle screenplay, I have to say. I kind of also. I mean, Sentimental Value is all about the screenplay. I might go Sentimental Value on this one. You guys know me. You guys know how I do this. I don't like to have one film sweep everything, even though it's my favorite film. I like to, split things up because I think it makes for a more interesting award show. So I would go Sentimental Value here. I think Joachim Trier and Eskil are both. Their writing has been so good over the years, and Sentimental Value is pretty representative of that. Best Original Score, Alexander Desplat, Frankenstein, Hans Zimmer, F1, Johnny Greenwood, One Battle After Another, Kang Ding Ray for Seurat, Ludwig Göransson, Sinners, Max Richter, Hamnet. This is a tough one. These are fantastic. Although I will say, Hans Zimmer for F1 over what's his name for Marty Supreme is crazy. Especially just because I forget Challengers was nominated for score at Golden Globes, so I'm not gonna act like they didn't recognize that. But it is gonna be funny if Hans gets the nomination at the Oscars for what is essentially a less interesting Challengers score. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm like, oh, so now we're recognizing the techno thing, but we thought it was bad in Challengers for some reason. Okay. It won at the Globes. That's true. Jerskin Fendrix is also kind of snubbed. I'm most upset. Also, one of Alexander Desplat's weakest scores, I gotta say. It has its moments, but it's not. I think we give him a pass because he's a legend, and he is. He always does a great job, but it's not. I would replace Hans and Alexander Desplat with Marty Supreme and what's it called? Jerskin Fendrix, yeah. Yeah, if the F1 songs got noms, that would have been a crime. Those are some of the worst songs of the year, for sure. I don't remember the J. Kelly score. I don't remember the Black Bag score. But people are mad about it. I don't remember it, admittedly. My pick here is Ludwig Göransson for Sinners, for so many reasons. I think that's one of the most interesting scores of the year. It sounds really nice. It complements the film really well. I like what Johnny Greenwood does with One Battle After Another. I obviously love what's going on in Surratt a lot. Hamnet has a gorgeous score. It's a beautiful score by Max Richter. Sinners, I think, this is like one of the categories where Sinners should sweep, in my opinion. I think the Sinners score is really beautiful, and I don't know. That's the one I'm fighting for this season. Best original song. Here we go. Avatar, Dream Is One by Miley Cyrus. I did not know that was a thing. Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters. Soda Pop was snubbed. I'll say it. I Lied to You from Sinners. No Place Like Home from Wicked for Good. The Girl in the Bubble from Wicked for Good. And Train Dreams from Train Dreams by Nick Cave. Where is Soda Pop? That's what I'm saying. I mean, my pick here is probably Sinners. Like, just saying. If Soda Pop was here, it'd be a different story, but my pick here is Sinners. I don't have a ton of thoughts on this one. We're not even going to touch this. I'll let it sit on the screen for a second, but I'm not going to touch it. Let's look at it, and let's move on. And then this TV. Okay, well, I guess that's it. I have nothing to say about TV because I don't really watch a lot of TV. I guess I watched some this year, but not enough to get into it, admittedly. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's look at the best podcasts. Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. Call Her Daddy. Good Hang with Amy Poehler. Smartless, the Mel Robbins podcast, up first. The fact that Will Arnett is being recognized for Smartless and not Is This Thing On is a little funny. This was more of an achievement than Is This Thing On. To be fair, there is zero room for him in the musical comedy actors race. There's unfortunately not really room for Will Arnett. There's not really room for anything for Is This Thing On, honestly. I don't know where I would put it. Oh, maybe before Nouvelle Vague, I would put Is This Thing On. But yeah, they done snubbed the broadcast. That's true. The Uncharted Wolf, thank you for the super chat. Been on a 70s movie binge. Any personal favorites? Oh boy. I mean, I think Nashville is an all-timer. Nashville. Gosh, what else? It's just Nashville. Last Picture Show, I think, is one of the best 70s movies. Some of these 70s movies are so 70s, but then I look it up and they're from like they're like late 60s, and I'm like, damn, they got my ass with that one. Let me just check real quick. Days of Heaven. Sorcerer is a good one. Mikey and Nikki, obviously. Barry Lyndon. Dog Day Afternoon. Check out Tommy if you want to have a crazy night. I just watched The Sting. That was pretty good. And The Long Goodbye, The Heartbreak Kid. Oh my God. Pink Flamingos. Now we're getting into the good stuff. Yeah, The Last Picture Show. Walkabout. Yeah. Fuck it, man. Patton. I don't... that's like one of the best. There's, that doesn't even scratch the surface. Anyway, those are the Golden Globe noms. Interesting crop this year. Interesting crop. Not like crazy surprising, but certainly interesting. Listen, I might go into my predictions and update some things, because why not? The conversation, of course. Network, of course. Critics' Choice is crazy too. I'm not going to go over all of the nominations. That's too much to cover in one day. I'm not that kind of guy. But I had to cover the Golden Globes because it's the Golden Globes. Why were you talking about old films just now? Because someone asked for favorite 70s movies because they're going into a 70s movies binge. Okay, let's take a gander at our how do I update these? Update your picks. I know I need to switch over to Oscar Expert because it's, supporting YouTubers. I just have too much on Gold Derby I don't want to go through that. Okay. Let's take a look at this. We have Best Picture here. I currently have One Battle After Another, Hamnet, Sinners, Sentimental Value, Marty Supreme, Wicked for Good, Begonia, Frankenstein, Springsteen, and Avatar. This is why we do this, folks. This is why we do this, because we need to clean some shit up here. Avatar, have not seen it yet. The reviews are not very promising. I'm taking it out. Springsteen has never been more out. Begonia, likely out. I would take Wicked for Good out first, but I'm going to take Begonia out. That leaves 4 spots. Like a fool, I think I initially took out It Was Just an Accident because I didn't believe it could go that far, but that was pretty dumb of me. I think it could go all the way. It's actually like higher than we're even giving it credit for in the big race. Begonia, people are saying might make it. I don't know if I can see it. I mean, yes, it did pretty well at the Globes. I'm starting to now that I'm looking at it, I think, I guess, damn, I didn't realize this. Train Dreams might just make it. There's also The Secret Agent, which I don't want to doubt. I think I'm going to put The Secret Agent in for sure. That seems like a pretty safe bet. Blue Moon is not that kind of film. Weapons, definitely not. Testament of Ann Lee seems kind of dead. Jay Kelly not getting the comedy nom is a problem. No other choice could sneak in. No other choice could definitely sneak in at this point. I'm going to put in No Other Choice. Fuck it. That leaves 1 space for either Begonia or Train Dreams. Testament of Ann Lee's out, I think. Begonia or Train Dreams, I probably feel better about Begonia. Nouvelle Vague Surge? Yeah. Dude, forget the nomination. Nouvelle Vague's winning. Nouvelle Vague, you guys won Best Picture. This feels crazy but good. This is just crazy enough to work. I'm gonna lock this one in. Okay, we have Best Director, Paul Thomas Anderson, that's staying. Chloe Zhao, that's staying. Joachim Trier, that's staying. Ryan Coogler, that's staying. Josh Safdie is unfortunately out. There just doesn't seem to be that kind of energy. Jafar Panahi is extremely in. This is pretty locked. Joachim Trier is a little up in the air, directing-wise, but like if he gets out in place of Guillermo, I'm going to be a little mad. I don't really see that happening, though. I think I'm going to stick with this. I want to say they're going to do the right thing. I think Frankenstein looked MS Pote. I don't know how to pronounce that. Thank you for becoming a member, though. Thank you for becoming a cinema freak. Welcome to the chaos. Yeah, this feels fine. I'm going to save and exit. Best Actress, we have Jessie Buckley, that's staying. Renata Rensby, that's staying. Cynthia Erivo, questionable. Emma Stone, questionable. Amanda Seyfried. Cynthia Erivo, I'm taking out. Emma Stone, I'm not ready to take out quite yet. Where is she? Rose Byrne, for sure going in. Chase Infinity, definitely not. I guess this is what I feel good about. Yeah, this feels right. This feels right. because I don't think Chase Infinity is not going to make it. Cynthia Erivo, probably not. Yeah, I'm gonna lock that one in. Ava Victor, absolutely not. Timothée Chalamet, Best Actor. Leonardo DiCaprio, Jeremy Allen White, he's out. Michael B. Jordan, ooh, gosh. Michael B. Jordan might... They're saying he's still in pretty comfortably. Wagner Moura, I'm going to move in. And then Ethan Hawke for sure moving in place of Dwayne. I can't believe I got that wrong. This feels good. Every day I think Ethan Hawke's going to win more and more. I think he has a better shot than Leo, if I'm going to be honest. This is the 5. Yeah, I agree. I think this is the 5. What website is this? It's goldderby.com. Dwayne, if he wants to make it, has to do a lot in the next few months. But I don't think it's going to happen. We didn't talk about the Brendan Fraser shutout at Globes, by the way. But that, when I think about that comedy lineup, it's like there was no chance. There was just no chance. Oh, look, my Weird Takes video got approved. I'll put that out soon. I'll put that out tomorrow. It's too late now. Yeah, this is good. Winner is up for debate still. Best Supporting Actress, we have Teyana Taylor, yes. Elle Fanning, yes. Ariana Grande, I don't know. Odessa Zion is pretty out. Inga is pretty in. I don't know what to do about this last spot. I want to believe they're going to do what they should do and put Wunmi Mosaku in. Regina Hall's probably not going to make it. Gwyneth Paltrow is good in Marty Supreme. She's actually very good in Marty Supreme. I don't know, man. I guess there is a lot of momentum for Amy Madigan. She's that's one of those supporting actress performances that takes it all away. This is a very safe lineup, but I we'll see where it goes in the future. I'm not locking this in quite yet. This is not a lock. Supporting actor, Sean Penn, Stellan Skarsgård, Paul Mescal, Jeremy Strong is out. Delroy Lindo, unfortunately, probably out, though I really want him to be in. Benicio del Toro is a big in, which leaves one spot, which is unfortunately probably Jacob Elordi. This is where award season gets toxic. Is like, I don't even hate Jacob Elordi's performance at all. I don't dislike it. I like it. But in a year of, Delroy Lindo and Andrew Scott, man, William H. Macy, fucking Josh O'Connor. Who else? Even Andrew Garfield after The Hunt. Rob Pattinson, obviously. I mean, I'm looking at so many better performances right now. Austin Butler and Eddington. Yeah. In a year of great... I don't know if Frankenstein is up there for me personally. I would have rather William H. Macy for Train Dreams. But realistically, it's probably going to be Jacob Elordi. Another safe lineup here. Adapted screenplay, One Battle After Another, Hamnet, Begonia, Wake Up Dead Man, No Other Choice. They're saying this is the likely lineup. I don't know if I really believe in Wake Up Dead Man. To be honest with you, I'll be much quicker to believe Frankenstein. There's no chance Wake Up Dead Man gets in. I could see Frankenstein. I could see Train Dreams getting into this one. No Other Choice. I can, like, these top 4 feel pretty locked, I would say. No Other Choice may be a bit of a toss-up, but I would say these are pretty comfortably in here. No Other Choice is gaining a lot of momentum. I don't know if Life of Chuck has it. I haven't seen Life of Chuck, so maybe that will affect things, but like based on it really hasn't had like the kind of talk that it needs. Original screenplay, sentimental value, Sinners, Marty Supreme, It Was Just an Accident, Jay Kelly. That's yeah. That's pretty much what I got. I think my pick would be sentimental value, yes. I would love to see Jay Kelly get in. I haven't seen The Secret Agent yet. That could change things. Sorry Baby is like what you would think would make its way in, right? Favorite games of the year, if you played any? I can't really say I've played that many now that I think about it. I haven't played like the big ones. I think the only like big game I played was Donkey Kong Bonanza, which was great. But I haven't played like Hollow Knight, Silk Song, or I cracked open Ghost of Yotei. I haven't gotten that far with it though. It's literally the only one I finished is Donkey Kong, which had a great ending, by the way. Fortnite in black and white. Yes. I downloaded Arc Raiders. My roommate got really into Arc Raiders, and we've been meaning to play together. I'm worried that I missed the window, but that's not true at all. I think I should still... It's been sitting on my PlayStation for like a month, and I haven't even cracked it open. It's another year of 8-ball pool. I know that's right. Yep, that's so true. It's 8-ball pool every year, man. That's game of the year. All right. Moving on. Best casting. Best casting. One Battle, yes. Should Win. Sinners, yes. Hamnet, yes. Sentimental Value, yes. Wake Up Dead Man, so out. Marty Supreme is so in. Marty Supreme might be my pick. As far as casting goes, that's, you know, that's no one is casting quite like Safdie and his casting director, who I'm forgetting the name of, but she deserves the credit. He talked a little bit about it at the Q&A in their process, and it's really interesting. And it would be really cool to see Marty Supreme win the first casting award, which it will not, but it deserves to be there. Let's see. Best cinematography. One Battle After Another, yes. Hamnet, of course. Sinners, of course. F1 is... Do I really have F1 in there? And Frankenstein. Oh, Train Dreams... Train Dreams is probably going to get in there. It feels very weird to shut out F1. But it's kind of a thing of like, they recognized Top Gun Maverick, so why would they recognize F1? Ballad of a Small Player could also sneak. The cinematography category, I've said this before, it always... That's where the interesting picks happen. They kind of don't give a fuck about the rest of the awards for whatever reason. And that's where a lot of like single nominations happen, which is why I could see something like Testament of Anne Lee happening, or Ballad of a Small Player, certainly. Die My Love, I think, could find a way in here. Anemone is like, I have not seen it, but it's so that movie where it gets the cinematography nom and nothing else. It's just got that vibe, you know? Best casting pisses me off. Why? Why would Dead Man be out? In casting, you're saying? I mean, I don't know. I actually don't know much about the casting category or how they do things. It's the first year we've done this. We're all just kind of blindly working with that category. Yeah, The Lighthouse. And Anemone cinematography, not that great. Okay. But this is where Train Dreams comes in, for sure. This is a Train Dreams lock, in my opinion. I'm gonna lock this one in. Yeah, I do think Frankenstein's cinematography was very misplaced in a lot of it. Costume design, Frankenstein, obviously. Wicked for Good, obviously. Hamnet, obviously. Sinners. Marty Supreme. I'm gonna take out Marty Supreme, put in Testament of Anne Lee. So far, Testament of Anne Lee has not gotten anything. As far as I know, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna give it this. And I don't really know if there's a lot of movies that only ever get costume design and nothing else, but I'll put it in. Best film editing. One Battle, yes. Sinners, yes. Hamnet, yes. F1. And they're still saying F1's pretty high. Sentimental value likely out. Marty Supreme definitely in. Oof, man. This is tough, man. This is tough. Hedda for costumes, though. Serrano got costumes. Okay, that's good to know. Very, Kiss of the Spider Woman. Yeah, no other choice. No other choice. I don't know if that's an editing thing or a VFX thing, but it should be in both. Honestly, this is kind of how I'm feeling. This is the top 5 for Gold Derby, and I'm gonna kind of stick with it for editing. I had my whole spiel on the best editing category last year, how they always do a best picture selection and not the actual best editing. This year appears to be different. That's kind of why I initially put in sentimental value. You would think it was just an accident would be in there for that reason, but I don't think it will be. The editing category usually gets it kind of wrong, in my opinion. This would be more in the right direction. F1 does have impressive editing, as does Marty Supreme. I think I'll stick with this. Hamnet best editing is very much a best picture editing nom. Because the editing in Hamnet is nothing to write home about, in my opinion. Best makeup and hairstyling. Frankenstein, yes. Wicked for Good, yes. I still am sticking with the Smashing Machine. Sinners, yes. 28 Years Later, yes. Begonia, I don't know if Begonia has it. My weird pick that I'm gonna stick with is 28 Years Later. I'm sticking with that one. It's weird. And I don't think Begonia has enough going on in the makeup and hair department, in my opinion. Weapons kind of a sneak, though. Weapons I would maybe put over 28 Years Later because of Amy Madigan's situation. The End, though. Yeah, but that's not even that much going on. Blue Moon in makeup? Yeah, because of Ethan Hawke. He's kind of caked up on the low. Literally. Sorry. I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna stick with this for now. Best production design: Frankenstein, Wicked for Good, Sinners, Hamnet, Avatar, Fire and Ash. Yes, have not seen Avatar yet, but because of how those movies function, that's kind of on brand. I forget, The Way of Water did pretty well with production design. It didn't win, but it got nominated, right? I'm going to save that. Best score: One Battle, Sinners, Hamnet, Tron, Heirs, Goodbye. Frankenstein, and Surratt. So, okay, yeah. So this fifth slot's kind of wide open, isn't it? It should be Marty Supreme. We all know that. In a world, if there is a world where Wicked for Good gets this, I don't want to live in that world anymore, is what I'll say. It should be Marty Supreme, but it also should have been challengers. So I'm going in. I think we just got to manifest this. We just have to put it out there into the universe and hope it happens. Best sound: F1, Sinners, Avatar, Wicked for Good is, and Springsteen. Get Springsteen out of here. Warfare's now in there. I'm gonna put it in there. I'm gonna take out Wicked for Good. I'm gonna put in One Battle because they're saying it's got it in the bag, and it does. It's a good sound in that movie. Warfare, I can't believe I'm shooting this hard for Alex Garland, but I'm like, that deserves a nom, man. It's like the best sound of the year, honestly. I'm gonna stick it in there. Visual effects. No other choice? Not even on here? Like, are we not counting it as visual effects, technically? Should be on here. Should be on here. Avatar, Fire and Ash probably has it in the bag. F1, I guess, yeah, because it's kind of subtle about it. Superman. Okay, wait. What am I doing? Tron Airs is out. How to Train Your Dragon's staying in. I don't give a fuck. I think it's going to stay in. F1, I'm going to put it in there. Frankenstein looks kind of ugly. I think How to Train Your Dragon's a safer bet. Even though it's only at 4%, I personally think How to Train Your Dragon's the kind of thing they go for. I'm not saying it's my pick. I'm saying I could see it happening. Frankenstein looks great, dude. Some of it does. It's very hit or miss. Some of it looks great. Some of it looks like garbage, in my opinion. Some of it's not doing the production design justice. I'm going to stick with this. Best animated feature, we have Zootopia, K-Pop Demon Hunters, Leo, nothing, I guess, and Scarlet. Scarlet's out. Arco's likely in. And then I'm going to say there's going to be a wild curveball that morning. And that, Elio's going to stay. I'm going to say Elio's staying. There's a part of me that thinks Chainsaw Man's getting in. That's not true at all. I believe the Demon Slayer thing over Little Amelie. Little Amelie just doesn't seem to... Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. And maybe it's going to gain some momentum now that it's out. Zootopia 2 not winning? No, I don't think so. I think K-Pop Demon Hunters is going to win. I've not been really paying attention to the wins, by the way, this whole time. I'm just putting in my noms. I'm going to put in Little Amelie. I'm going to go with the safe picks here. I'll go with the safe picks. Best international, it's going to be Sentimental Value. It's going to be Secret Agent. It's going to be It Was Just an Accident. It's going to be No Other Choice. And it's going to be probably The Voice of Hinderjob. I don't think Surat's got it in it. A lot of people don't like Surat, by the way. I know I really like Surat. I will recognize a lot of people do not fuck with that movie at all. Frankenstein's the best movie of the year? Are we on a different planet? What are you talking about? It's fine. You guys make me... This is what... It's like I don't even dislike it. Okay, that's all the predictions. That's all the predictions. That does it. Okay. Listen. We're going to talk about... Oh my God, the chat's catching up. We are going to talk about our movie club movie in just a second. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to grab a snack. And we'll be right back. Where we will get into Funeral Parade of Roses. I'll be right back. Okay. Hello, we're back. Cool. Before we get into today's film club movie, we are going to but put in some nominations for next week, which will include Taxi by Jafar Panahi officially. 1 second, let me just look at what year it is so I can specify. 2015 film Taxi. I'm going to put that one in there. I'm gonna push for it because I think it would be an interesting pick, and I think we should all dive deeper into his filmography. This is not a deep dive by any means. This is one of his most popular films, but I think it would be a good pick personally. So that's my pick. We'll do A Star Is Born from the 70s. We'll see how that performs. And then I'll leave it up to chat to suggest some others. Also, I'm going to make it so that once the stream is over, I'm deleting the poll because The Fall did end up winning with time. Actually, Training Day caught up and was in second place. But the real winner was Funeral Parade of Roses. Moon Age Daydream, Vanilla Sky Again, Titan AE, Beyond the Infinite, 2 Minutes, Contagion, Young Girls of Rochefort, Top Secret, Mary and Max. I'm in a Cassavetes mood. I'm going to put Training Day back in there, by the way. I'm putting Training Day back in there. And then I'm probably going to... I kind of want to do a Paul Newman movie. But Taxi 2015. What was the other one? There was another one. Oh, A Star Is Born. From the 70s. Terror at Blood Fart Lake. I'm not putting that down. I'm not even going to say that out loud again. We could do Young Girls of Rochefort. I've been meaning to rewatch it. It would be a rewatch for me, but it would be interesting to rewatch it. Brazil. Brazil gets suggested every goddamn week, and I know we should get around to it. I'm not really feeling it this week, though. Top Secret's tough because I don't know. Talking about comedies is kind of... It's difficult, which doesn't mean we shouldn't do it, but it's just something I had to say. There's always The Fall. Come and See would be crazy. I kind of want something, so low-key, I'm going to be on a flight sometime in the next week, and that is usually when I watch these broadcast films, if it happens to line up. So I'd want something that I can watch on the flight. And Come and See is maybe not that movie. Manhunter, man. Manhunter. I'm going to put Manhunter and Young Girls. Okay. That's a good crop. I would watch any of these happily. Next week's film nominations are Taxi, 2015, by Jafar Panahi. A Star Is Born from 1976, starring Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson. Manhunter, directed by Michael Mann. And The Young Girls of Rochefort, directed by Jacques Demy. If you would like to vote in this poll, consider becoming a member. You have to be a member to vote. Once you do that, you can find it over the community tab on the channel. It's a great way to support the channel. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, we will decide on who the winner is by the end of stream. That poll is now up. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. We're going to talk about today's movie, which was Funeral Parade of Roses. Very interesting pick. There was a lot of enthusiasm for this pick this week. I did not expect that, to be completely honest with you. I've always wanted to watch it. It's been on the watch list for a very long time. The poster has intrigued me for a very long time. It's a Letterboxd classic. I feel like a lot of people hype it up on Letterboxd. It's on a lot of lists on Letterboxd. It's one I've only knew about because of Letterboxd, which is one of the great things about Letterboxd, by the way. But I've never gotten around to it, so this was a great excuse. I want to just ask, I ask this every week, but this week especially, did who watched this movie? Show of hands. I ask that because it's a bit of a tough one to find. I caught this one on Canopy, which I've never used before, but I found a way to sign up, finally. If you have like a local public library, just get an account through the public library and then sign up for Canopy that way. And then you'll have access to Canopy. It's that easy. It's that easy. And then you can get access to tons of great films like this. You watched it. Didn't watch this week, but I saw it like a month ago. You watched it. Watched it at a midnight screening in church. Wow. Watched 30 minutes, but wasn't really my thing. Watched it using Mubi with a VPN. You could support 2 channel sponsors at the same time by doing that. Yeah. Church is crazy. Watching this in church is crazy. What did we think of this? Obviously, there are some people here who are big fans, like Eddie's Roses, whose username is based on the movie. But I'm curious, like, what the general vibe of this was, because it's not, I would say, the most accessible film, but it is an important film. And I know I say that damn near every week, but this one especially, it's an important film. It's very significant to queer cinema. It was incredibly ahead of its time. It's very important for cinema in general, as far as what it was doing with, for the new wave. I mean, even by new wave standards, it really stood out. But before we get too into it, let me talk a little bit about the synopsis. This came out in 1969. It's directed by Toshio Matsumoto, who I've never heard of before this. He's a new filmmaker for me. I haven't seen his other films. I looked up some of them. He does a lot of experimental cinema, it looks like. He's got a couple others that are more, traditional narratives, but I have not seen them. Very unfamiliar. This was my intro. I think this is probably his most iconic film. The synopsis reads, set in the underground gay culture of 1960s Tokyo, a loose adaptation of Oedipus Rex, in which a gay son kills his mother and sleeps with his father. That is the synopsis. That is kind of a spoiler. I did not know this before watching it, but the synopsis for this on basically every site is kind of a big spoiler. To many people, I guess it's not. Maybe it's a key part of the film, but I mean, here in whoever is writing the synopsis, in their defense, it is a hard movie to sum up. It is a little tough to. My personal synopsis would be, and this is equally as vague, that it's a portrait of 1960s Tokyo, of the underground LGBTQ scene in 1960s Tokyo. It's a portrait. That's what I would say, which is not saying a whole lot, but it says enough. It says enough. It stars a Japanese queer icon who goes by Peter, just Peter, who plays Eddie. Bear with me. I'm a little confused on it. And I was actually going to talk about this. I am a little confused on like what pronouns to use for the people involved in the film. I think Peter goes by he, him, but is like a drag queen, and to a lot of articles I was reading, like, would identify as trans feminine, but I don't really know it was very, like, the way that pronouns were used back then was vastly different and wasn't really like used the way it is today, obviously. But for the sake of like what I was researching, they say Peter identifies as he, him, which I don't. Also in Ran. This is it's a iconic Japanese new wave film, iconic queer film. Like I said, it mixes documentary and fiction, which is a really interesting aspect that I didn't know about. And What? Despite his general vibe, Karst continues to be an ally? What does that mean? What are you talking about, my general vibe? Whatever. Yeah, it mixes a bunch of different styles. It has a lot of surrealist elements, a lot of experimental elements. You could call it a horror movie, technically. You could call it a comedy. It's a really hard one to define or put into a box. Vibes off, Unk Runk. What the fuck are you... What are you saying, man? Non-ally hair? What is... This is all news to me. I didn't know this. I thought we were vibing with the hair at the beginning. It's the fashion choice. Maybe Patagonia. Maybe it's Patagonia? This is upsetting. I thought I gave a nice vibe. I have a homophobic sweater? Is that what you're telling me? It's a comfortable sweater. What are you saying? I'm not even going to read these ones out loud. Stops talking about a queer film to focus on himself. Typical. No, I'm trying to... You know what? I don't know what I'm trying to do. Fair point. Fair point. See, that's me actually. I'm shutting my mouth and listening. Okay. What's interesting about this film, notably, it was a huge influence to Stanley Kubrick on Clockwork Orange specifically, which is crazy. I had no idea about this until after the fact. He was very influenced by... I don't know if he's ever actually... I mean, I could be wrong. I didn't research too deeply, but... It wasn't... I don't know if he's ever said this himself, but many people have said that it was clearly influenced by this. I mean, obviously by the use of classical music. There's the use of speeding up in montages. There's the eyelashes. People have gone as far to say that was an influence. The art design, the production design, a lot of the surrealist elements. Very interesting. And it's been a few years since I've seen A Clockwork Orange, but I can definitely see it. They have a similar kind of... like otherworldly vibe whilst taking place in society, and a weird philosophies on violence, which we can get into in a second. But yeah, this is if you can't tell, a very ahead of its time movie. It's a movie that really I watched this with my girlfriend, and we talked a little bit about just like how insane it must have felt like to watch a movie like this in 1969. It's like, it's still pretty crazy today. Not the themes, but like the filmmaking itself. Like it's very forward thinking and experimental, and still unlike anything I've really ever seen before. And so I just can't imagine what it felt like to watch something like this in 1969. Especially like coming out of Japan, which I feel like I personally just have never really knew much about the gay scene in Japan. Like I've heard and read very little about it, and so this was really interesting and a pretty vivid portrait of it, which I really liked. I think that's a huge part of, at least my understanding is that's a huge part of what this film is about, what it's meant to represent. Because it's like it's not really by mixing fiction and documentary, and by blending so many styles, it's really meant to capture the mood and what it means to be there, and not trying to act as like this is all a fictional world, like this is all made up, this is a story. It's trying to be like, this is a real place, these are real people, this is a real mood at the time, a real attitude, and does a really great job at capturing it, I have to say, for how jarring and all over the place and kind of pieced together it feels. It's a very vivid portrait, which I found really, really nice, really lovely. Japan actually had a really cool experimental and leftist scene in the 60s, got squashed by the government. See, I had no idea. I'm really like out of touch with this kind of stuff. But that's really fascinating, man. It made me want to check out way more, because like when I think of some of the best of Japanese cinema, you know, I think of a lot of like the big blockbusters of the time. Obviously, like nowadays. You think of like anime and stuff, but it's like, as far as like art house, new wave stuff goes, it's like, I mean, I've seen some of the Japanese new wave, but like, you know, this was very new to me. And it was really cool to kind of discover it and see what that looked and felt like. It's not really like any, it's definitely, there's a lot of influence coming out of, you know, the American scenes of the time. Like it pulls a lot from, I feel like, Warhol. And like, there's also obviously a lot of Godard influence, I would say. A lot of French New Wave stuff going on, but it's also something much more chaotic, and notably a lot more like unapologetically queer, which a lot of these experimental scenes, a lot of these art movements of the time were they're very straight. At least like on the surface. Not all of them, but not a lot of them were this unabashedly queer and proudly queer and willing to like go, you know, in depth on this and like and really look closely at this side of culture. And so that's another really kind of noteworthy thing about this, is that it really kind of I don't know, it doesn't shy away from it. It's pretty groundbreaking for its time, even by that perspective. And speaking about like new wave cinema, it's like this didn't really exist. Which is cool. What else? We talked a little bit about it, but I like the editing a lot. It might not be everyone's cup of tea. It is very experimental, obviously. It's very in line with what was coming out of underground scenes at the time. A lot of like repetition, a lot of kind of callbacks and visual motifs, if you want to call them that. Kind of treated shots like they were photography in a way. And I thought it was really effective, really, really beautiful. Kind of just, if anything, just added to the mood of the film. Never felt random or messy. It had exactly, Saul Maxwell, I couldn't have said it better myself. It just had the sauce, man. It just had the sauce. Weirdly, and this is not, there's no use doing this to bash another movement, but in light of just speaking about Contempt like a few weeks ago, I'm like, there's something about this that I really resonated with a lot more than a lot of French New Wave films that I saw, or that I have seen. I love a lot of French New Wave, don't get me wrong. Obviously, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm just like, I've rarely felt, you know, so kind of, I don't want to say moved, but like, I really felt this one in a way that I hadn't really felt those others. Those were always like really exciting movies in theory, but like to watch this, I was pretty, what's the word? Engrossed by it. It's also, it's less cynical. It has it's so interesting. I don't know if I would say it's fully not cynical. Not to talk about the ending too much, but it's a hard one to read. There's something like kind of silly about it. And I like that it doesn't really take itself so seriously. That's a very key element to this. And it's not grim. It's never bleak. It honestly just celebrates this scene in a lot of ways. And so that's something I really appreciated about it, because I feel like so many filmmakers, especially today, would take this kind of material and make it very bleak, which is most of the time every reason to do so. I mean, but I feel like this has a very unique kind of celebratory vibe about it that I was surprised by, and that worked really well on me. Daisies. I thought about, Daisies. It's been many years since I've seen Daisies, so I'm a little foggy on it. But that's a great. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a Czechoslovakian film, like new wave feminism film. It's been so many years. But it's a classic at this point. That has a very similar kind of style, kind of rowdy energy about it. like visually striking. The editing is crazy. It makes for a great double feature with this. They're a great pair, I have to say. But yeah, very, very exciting movie. I've always kind of assumed from the outskirts, and this says a lot about, I don't know, the kinds of queer films coming out today. That it's like, I'm so used to films about queer people revolving around like misery and horrible, devastating things happening to them. And there is like a lot of devastation going on here. I mean, it's a pretty upsetting and jarring and violent film in a lot of ways, but I said this already, but it's not an overly cynical movie. And I really like that about it. It's still kind of ahead of its time in that way specifically, and just how it treats its themes. But yeah, it's a tough one to talk about because, like, it is like in many ways an experimental film, and we haven't really talked about something like that yet on the broadcast, which is why I'm glad it got picked. It's a very interesting pick, but it's like, it's a tough one to unpack outside. I hate saying this, but it's like, it's more of a film that you just have to kind of experience and let wash over you in a way. Why did you leave it unrated? I've rated it since. I couldn't figure out what to give it at first. I gave it a 4 ultimately, but when I finished, it took me a second to be like, I don't know how I felt about that. I liked it a lot, but it felt immediately like there was a lot about it that was new to me, that was very exciting to me, that I was like, I don't know how to process this, but that is not a diss by any means. You can see how Araki took influence from it in a lot of ways. Yeah, I thought a lot about Greg Araki. Thought a lot about John Waters, obviously. Thought about Daisies. But yeah, Greg Araki specifically. I mean, just speaking, it's a very kind of poppy look. I mean, the art direction and the framing, and it's very playful. It's very beautiful. I mean, the shower scene. It feels like Araki is kind of paying homage to it in a way, and nowhere with the shower scene there. They're very different. But yeah. To get ahead of this question, that moment is pretty much tied with the incredible dance party sequence in the middle of this film for my favorite scene. That dance sequence is just so, if you can even call it a dance, it's basically an orgy, but that is just an incredible sequence. There's a lot of, I even saw a little bit of a like Gaspar Noé in here with the way the camera's like rotating all over the place, and the use of this is just French New Wave, but like the use of text on screen. I mean, that's very climax in a lot of ways. But oh yeah, that scene is just that was just amazing. It's stuff like that where the energy on the screen, and this is there's a big point of the film, like that what is on screen is so contagious. Like you feel like you're there with them, and you can feel the energy in the room, and it's important to like capture that kind of thing for a culture like this, you know, that it has not been talked about or documented enough. Like it says something that I haven't really, and maybe this is just me, but it's like I haven't read a whole lot about this scene in Japan, or this side of Japan's history. The text bubble insult, that was amazing, and then it turns into like a Western for like 5 seconds. Like it's just shit like that I love, man. It's just so fun and weird. Felt like I was getting past that joint exactly. No, there's such a blend of styles and genres and tones, and it really works. It really works. It's the kind of film where you realize that there's basically no rules going on here, and anything goes. There's a I was reading something about it. There was like aspects of this that I was kind of trying to wrap my brain around that they don't really expand on a whole lot. Like correct me if I'm wrong, there's like a student revolution, student protests going on the outskirts of this film, kind of, that they'll cut to every now and then. That I was a little lost on that aspect. I was wondering if anyone in chat had had thoughts on that. But I mean, obviously it just adds to the kind of portrait that it's trying to paint of the time. And in a really interesting way, kind of trying to find a way to capture how this group of people like interacts with and sees society, how they I don't know, participate in it. It's associated with the film movement. I can see that, yeah. It is the most, I like that. It's the most colorful black and white film. That is very true. I was waiting for color to just start showing up. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if parts of this just started being in color. Because, yeah, I mean, it really, it's that kind of movie. I also just love the way, I mean, just the opening specifically, how it plays with whites, how the skin is like this very bright skin, like mixing with the white wall, and then it all kind of blends together in the shower. Like everything with skin in this movie is very, it's just insane to me the way they capture it. Yeah, there's the Jonas Mekas bit. That's how you pronounce it, right? I feel like in my head I was like, that's how you pronounce it, but then I was like, I don't. Yeah, I mean, the Jonas Mekas thing and the Beatles poster, it's like all kind of referencing the culture of the time. It's all just kind of blending together. It's not trying to be like from another world. It's like that's what I love about it. It very much exists in the world that like everyone was living in at the time. Like it's not trying to act outside of it, but it also is completely otherworldly at the same time. It's a very interesting blend. Yeah, I really liked this movie, if you can't tell. I'm glad you guys recommended it. I'm not sure how much I can expand on it other than I would love to, I guess, dive more into the films of this movement, learn a little bit more about Japanese New Wave, as it feels like a bit of a blind spot. I mean, Japanuary's coming up. But I'm really glad this got picked. I'm sorry to the fall fan base. I know people were really shooting for the fall, but this was a very interesting pick. So I'm happy about it. I was a big fan. I gave it a 4 out of 5. And yeah, I do recommend, like, if you haven't seen it, checking it out on Canopy, or I guess Mubi with the VPN. But yeah, I think that about does it. I apologize if that's not a very it's not a very sufficient discussion, but I was not expecting for this movie to be the way it was. I did not know this was an experimental film. And it's not fully experimental, but it has a lot of experimental elements, and I was not really expecting that. It's on Internet Archive. Effed Up Movies has it. What was the Pasolini reference? Checking in on the poll. Taxi is leading the way at 32%. Young Girls of Rochefort, 30%. Manhunter, 25%. A Star is Born, 14%. Honestly, a bit of a relief that A Star is Born is not leading. I was not super in the mood to watch that one. I did not see that. I didn't catch the poster. That's interesting. The Pasolini Oedipus poster in the background. Nice, man. Well, yeah. Funeral. Jesus, I can never. It's a funeral funeral parade of roses. Check it out. Big recommendation. Good broadcast film. I can see it growing on me with time, to be honest. But that was the film of the week. Go check it out. Next week, it is up in the air still, but it looks like Taxi might win. We'll decide at the end of the stream. For now, I think we might get into some Cine 2 Nerdle for the next little less than an hour or so. Did you see the Sundance lineup? I've seen bits and pieces of it on Instagram. I heard that the new Gregoraki will be there. I'm assuming, I guess it's not really confirmed. The drama doesn't have anything to do with it. I know the Charlie XCX one is there. I was thinking the Christopher Borgli one was like soft launching at Sundance, but I don't think that's has anything to do with Sundance. But yeah, there's a new Tilda Swinton. There's a new Tilda Swinton that's going to be nuts. Supposed to be nuts. I don't know. Okay, let's play Cine 2 Nerdle. Also, John, are you here? Just so I can get ahead of the game, I'm going to ask if you could do the weekly boxed. Have you watched the new Jeff Buckley documentary? Not yet, no. All right. It is Cine 2 Nerdle time. Let's start with bada bing, bada boom, The Burgle. What do you think will win Best Doc? I think that Netflix one that I'm blanking on the name of, but it's been getting a lot of hype. I'm a little I'm always really out of touch with doc stuff until like right before the ceremony. Yeah, Perfect Neighbor. That's the one. It's getting a lot of hype. Billionaire, company, diary, ice, maid, nurse, pizza, poem, reporter. Poem. The only poem movies I can think of are like Patterson and 10 Things I Hate About You. Billionaire, company, diary, ice, maid, nurse, reporter. Billionaire. I'll go for Patterson. There's a wide range of topics there. I want to just kind of get rid of poem and diary. That counts. Okay, billionaire, company, ice, maid, nurse, pizza, reporter. Billionaire, company, ice, maid, nurse, pizza, reporter. Reporter, pizza. I'm thinking Monster House. That's obviously not going to work. I'm thinking Spider-Man. Because there's reporter. There's also pizza. Is there a billionaire in Spider-Man? We're going to go for it. Just Company? What happened to the Daily Bugle? Billionaire, ice, maid, nurse, pizza. Billionaire. Oh, God. Maid, ice, nurse, pizza, reporter. Nurse, reporter, and maid all in the same movie. Fuck it, Nashville. There's a lot of different characters in that. Just reporter. Okay. Nurse, maid, ice. Ice and pizza. Pizza. Man, I'm lost, man. Have you seen that woman who ranks things by millionaire, billionaire, or moral people? No. What are you talking about? I have not talked about Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie yet. I saw it. I was actually going to ask chat. I need you guys' advice. I know how I feel about this, but I need to get like the general consensus. Is that a 2025 or 2026 movie? What list is that going to be going on? Because it's going to be on one of the lists. I just don't know which one it's on. Okay. Toy Story, because of the pizza. This is some of the worst burgle we've ever played. A billionaire made nurse. Um. Clue. What's going on? What's even going on? Citizen Kane? If this is it, I'm going to be mad. This is crazy. Okay, so we need Nurse and Ice in the same one. We need it in the same one. 26, save it for 26. I'm going to save it for 20. Yeah, okay, 26, I'm going to save it. Because it's not out for everybody yet. Ice and Nurse. Is there any movie just with Ice where... Well, there's no Ice Princess, Ice Road, Ice Age. There's no Nurse in Ice Age. Ice. Well, this should be easy because they ice things at the hospital. They do a little bit more than that at the hospital, but they might use ice in a medical setting with nurses. Nurse. Doctor. Not strange. Ice. I don't even think chat really has this one. Ice Nurse, the movie? Wait. It's not one. Okay, maybe Superman. Is there a nurse in Superman? Oh my god, we didn't even get any of them. Oh my god. Mr. Deeds? I never would have gone Mr. Deeds. Never in a million years. Oh man, that hurts. We rarely don't get the burgle. Oh man. All right. Let's move on from that. Let's do the critical. We're guessing the movie based on the Letterboxd review. Uncle is murdered for attempting to end segregation. Unc is murdered for attempting to end segregation? Big 5 stars on this. This is giving me nothing. And I'm going to move on. This movie's great. I hope they never make a cash grab remake out of it. So obviously they made a cash grab. They obviously made a cash grab remake out of it. Cash grab remake of a good movie that people love. What did they try to remake? Oh, God. Murdered for attempting to end segregation? Roadhouse? Roadhouse would not have these kinds of reviews, I feel like. Who is Mr. Deeds? That's what I'm saying. I'm not guessing Spider-Man again, man. I like the part when blank said the bug tasted like chicken. Haha, how would he know? The rest of the movie was pretty good too. Lilo and Stitch? Is it Lilo and... No. Wait, I'm so close. Wait, that's so similar. Wait. Not Lilo and Stitch, but fucking Lion King. 1994. There we go. Why did I think Lilo and Stitch? I was stuck on like Aliens, or I thought like Surf's Up for a second. That's crazy. Not bad. Not bad. That was better. Original. Eve, 1960s movie. Fluoride. Lovecraftian. Orphan Sun. Accelerated Evolution. Shimmer. Leopard. Apes. Waste Allocation. Load Lifter. Earth Class. Lighthouse. I Can Walk. Artificial Intelligence. Trash in the Camp. By and Large. Nuclear Bomb. What the fuck are we... What is this? I'm looking at By and Large with Eve, and then Artificial Intelligence, and then Accelerated Evolution. Nope, but we're close. I'm gonna switch these around. Nope. Shimmer. No. Well, is there a Nuclear Bomb, 1960s movies with fluoride? Orphan Sun, Trash in the Camp, Leopard? Apes, probably? That's Tarzan, obviously. And then these two. What the fuck? What is going on? Nuclear Bomb, man? What's going on? There it is. I completely forgot about waste allocation. That's, yeah, okay. So then there was 1960s movie. With apes and no. Now I'm lost. Now I'm completely lost. Nuclear Bomb. Orphan Sun. Accelerated Evolution. Okay, well, man. I keep thinking 2001: A Space Odyssey. It is 2001: A Space Odyssey. And then this would be Accelerated Evolution. Okay, and then you switch the... Okay, there we go. I never saw the Doctor Strangelove connection. Annihilation, that makes sense. Need a little bit of help on that one, I'm not going to lie. But we got there. That's what matters. Okay. Reversal. The Rescuers Down Under. Wish. The Chronicles of Narnia. The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Surf's Up, Pan's Labyrinth, Stuart Little, The Witch, The Lion King, Happy Feet, Space Jam, Toy Story, Madagascar, Wicked for Good, Batman Returns, Winnie the Pooh, Cinderella. So they're all kids' movies. Stuart Little. Now, okay, wait. I've never heard of Rescuers Down Under. I don't remember what happens in this Narnia movie. I'm thinking, well, no, The Witch is not a kid's movie. Madagascar has penguins. Happy Feet has penguins. And Surf's Up has penguins. Batman Returns has the penguin. And then Wicked for Good. Well, or maybe Cinderella. What the fuck is Wish? Oh, God. Pan's Labyrinth with I'm trying to think of like the casts of these movies now. And I'm blanking completely. What the fuck is Wicked for Good doing here? Wicked for Good and then The Witch both have witches. Pan's Labyrinth has a witch. Cinderella does it have a witch in Cinderella? Chronicles of Narnia? No. Rescuers Down Under? It's got to be Cinderella. No, fuck. Who has a witch? It's Wish. Oh, it's a talking goat. Okay. Shit. Okay, so now we have Winnie the Pooh. Talking animals? I mean, they're all talking animals. But what is the link here? Toy Story, it's like inanimate objects, talking inanimate objects. Cinderella, no, that's Beauty and the Beast. What the fuck is going on, man? There's a talking pig in Winnie the Pooh, as is there in Toy Story. Maybe Rescuers Down Under. No. A talking lion, maybe? Oh, that's definitely a talking lion. Lion King, right. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I'm just going to throw that up there. No. Talking mouse? Oh. Talking mouse, you're right. Where's Stuart Little? There's Stuart Little. And then Rescuers Down Under? One swap left? Oh, brother. I bet it's these two. Yeah. Okay. That was a tough watch. That was hard to. That was not fun. I didn't like that. All right, let's do Cine to Nerdle. Okay, I had a really good idea for Cine to Nerdle this week. I'll 1v1 in a second, and there's a reason for that. I thought of a fun idea. Well, actually, I had this idea a while ago, but I abandoned it. But now I can do it again. I'm going to play Cine to Nerdle, how I usually do, with a stranger. And the first movie that comes up that they play, not myself, that they play, that I haven't seen, I have to watch that movie in the next week. I don't know what it's going to be. My movie watching schedule is completely up to this person, whoever I play. And that's that. That's that. And we're going to only do it for this very first round. I have zero control. It's going to be Blue Cinema Fan. This doesn't count. No, this doesn't. It has to be something that they play themselves. I'm not counting Romeo and Juliet. That is not what I meant. James McAvoy, I'm going to go Split. This already puts me in a pretty good place. I would happily watch an M. Night movie. Okay. Well, I guess that does it then, doesn't it? I didn't think this was going to happen this fast. All right, I guess I'm watching Filth 2013. Just put me into glass. This idea went over way worse than I thought it would. That's not really what I want to watch, but I guess okay. How's the call line situation going? I thought about doing that one today as well, but I didn't. I don't know. The fact that I'm like not in my usual office makes me a little nervous for some reason to try it out. Ray Fiennes. Nicholas Hoult will take you to All About a Boy. No. Schindler's List. "28 Years Later." I need to go to the movies. I have not been thinking about that this entire time. We're going to do Warfare. The Maze Runner, Will Poulter. The Maze Runner was just directed by Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is not a bad... it's not 2025, but I don't know how you're going to get out of this. There's not a lot of notable actors in this movie. We might be fine. They're going Saw. I really like your 5 a.m. movie challenge video. I might have another video idea for you with a similar concept, watching color movies in black and white for a week. That's interesting. I thought that's a good one. That's a good one. I think I've it's interesting because I've had like a black and white video idea for a while. Like I want to do something just all about black and white movies. Welcome to the story. Welcome to the Scorch Trials. But I've just never pulled the trigger, but that's an interesting idea. Do the right thing. Interesting. Do the right thing. We're going to take it a highest to lowest. Thinking of horror movies. Denzel horror movie. Can't really think of it. Spike Lee horror movie? I don't know. I had a video idea a while ago to watch The Equalizer. It wasn't to watch The Equalizer, but The Equalizer. I'm going to take you to Flight with a brick. Why not? The Book of Eli. I don't know who's in this. Gary Oldman. Mila Kunis, Wake Up Dead Men. Let me see if there's a better option before I jump into that. Tom Waits. Is father, mother, sister, brother in here yet? That's a... shit. Okay, that's fine. I like the Tom Waits thing, though. I'm going to go Down by Law. That's a much more comfortable place to be in. I do not want to go modern with this. Atticus Ross? Composer? I'm drunk. I'm drunk right now. I'm not going to try and do it. Tom Waits. Tom Waits, Licorice Pizza, with a block, of course. He's not presently drunk. He was drunk. There Will Be Blood, Anemone. Not bad. We're kind of cruising right now. I'm not even worried about one battle after another. I have so many other options. Daniel Day-Lewis, My Left Foot. That's a good one. That's a good pull. I don't know. I guess I could go Phantom Thread. You can take one battle. I'll get out of there another way. If you take one battle, I know exactly where to go, actually. You needed to cast Lifeline on Phantom Thread? That's weak sauce. Punch Drunk Love. That's crazy. Okay. Fuck it, man. Jay Kelly or Hamnet? I think Hamnet's a better one. Emily Watson, very good in Hamnet, by the way. She's kind of on par with Jessie Buckley. And that might be crazy to say, but Emily Watson's just always like reading the room in the exact right way. Like she just always fits so neatly into whatever film she's in. I'm thinking of Ending Things, Begonia. Come on, brother. Let's step it up a bit. She really isn't so much. Dude, I finally watched Gosford Park this week. A Cine 2 Nerdle classic, they call it. And now I know who's in it. Kind of. There's a lot of connections to Gosford Park. El Camino. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm not going to get to Ash. Jesse Plemons, though. I'm going to take you to Need for Speed. Or no, maybe there's a good Jesse Plemons Third Strike that I'm not aware of. Maybe Friday Night Lights, 2004? Nope. We're going to go Need for Speed. I have not played Secret Agent or watched Secret Agent. The Fablemans. Oh, what a wonderful way to use Paul Dano. Little Miss Sunshine. What's this game called? Cine to Nerdle. Cinna as in like cinnamon. Spaceman. Is there a new Paul Dano movie this year? Paul Dano Third Strike. We're going to take it to Wildlife. Or, no, Spaceman. I'll just go to Happy Gilmore. There we go. I was like, why isn't it going through? Uncut Gems. Smashing Machine. Of course. It was the easiest game I've ever played in my life. Let's run it back. Anja. The Lego Movie. Phil Lord, Chris Pratt, Will Ferrell, Spirited. You need to go to the movies. I need to go to the movies. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Yeah, once Marty Supreme's in there, it's going to be out of control. Barbie, I'll take you to Lady Bird. Maybe not a great pick, honestly, for a go to the movies situation. I feel like there's a lot of... I can think of like 3 different movies. Okay, no, you didn't do it. I'll try it then. House of Dynamite. Tracy Letts, thank you. Booksmart. Olivia Wilde. Caitlin Dever. Who else is in this? Beanie Feldstein hasn't been in anything in a while. Caitlin Dever. Oh, God. Olivia Wilde, Don't Worry, Darling, I guess. Not good. Not good. Not very good. Thunderbolts. Fair. That's fair that you would do that. Thunderbolts. Who else is in Thunderbolts? Bob. What's his name? What else was he in? He was just in something else and he was really good. Oh. That's fine. I'll just go Top Gun Maverick and Brick. Oh God, that's gonna kill me. What was he just in? No, not A Different Man. I'm talking about Bob. Spiderhead. Okay, Eternity. Get fucked. Ann Lee! Who's in Ann Lee, right. He's really good in Ann Lee. Oh my God. The Assessment with Elizabeth Olsen. Welcome to Her Smell. That is not Elizabeth Olsen. That is not... Who is Elizabeth Olsen again? Oh my God, who the fuck is Elizabeth Olsen? I can't think of what she's been in. I'm just gonna straight up escape. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's fine. The Maze Runner. Oh, wait, were you just tuning in? Are you watching the stream? My West Ball knowledge is crazy. No one should know this much about West Ball. But he's doing the Legend of Zelda remake, so I have to tap in. Not remake, but... Maybe you weren't watching the stream because you would know how to get out of this. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That's an interesting one. Matt Reeves. Or just simply Andy Serkis in, what is that movie called? The Mike Lee. Andy Serkis, Mike Lee, Secrets and Lies. It's not, it is that one, but no, it's not. But Lee Ross is in it. Okay. We found our way to Mike Lee somehow. Okay. I don't want to go up there though. I didn't want to go to the Batman because I didn't want to give this person a go to the movies point. I'm trying to stay away. Love Actually. Love Actually? Isn't Sean Penn in this? Why would he be in that? Alan Rickman. Hugh Grant. Colin Firth. Someone's got to be in The Roses. No, you know who is in this, though? It's the Naked Gun. That's how you do it. Using Cast Lifeline on Love Actually should get me demoted in this game. Breakfast in Pluto. I'm going to take you to Taken. I don't know how you get out of this one. Lucy, of course. I'll take you somewhere. Okay, no, that's fair. Luc Besson. Lion? Did he do Lion? Or am I thinking of Leon? I get them mixed up. Leon the Professional. Leon and Lion. I have not seen either of them. Fountain of Youth. Natalie Portman. Would Arco work? It does not. Fountain of Youth. Where'd you pull that one out of? That's crazy. I'll do May December. It's not a very good pick. Oh, I see what you're doing. You're going to go that? Okay, that was interesting. I'm going to go Warfare. It's not what I thought. I was expecting you to go Warfare for the Charles Melton thing. And then I went Warfare. And then you went Fantastic Four. And then now we're just, okay, yeah. I was like, now we're in Pedro Pascal heaven. But we're not. I'm going to do, what's that movie called? The Woman. Pieces of a Woman. With a block. The Peanut Butter Falcon. Megadoc will not count. Peanut Butter Falcon. Holes? I don't want to know where you're going to take me in this Shia LaBeouf game. Okay, Sigourney Weaver. The Gorge. Eternity. That wasn't this game, was it? It was. Oh, shit. The Gorge. Who's that? Anya Taylor-Joy? Oh, brother. Sigourney Weaver. I'm going to do Finding Dory. Ash, thank you for the membership. Thank you for becoming a cinema freak. Good to see you. Thank you. Inside Out 2. Welcome to After the Hunt. Not too bad. I'm going to block that. We're in a comfortable spot. We're in a bit of a scary spot, but I think we can do this no problem. Oh, we're going to go Drive. I think, was there a Ryan Gosling movie this year? I don't think so. I think this is going to be okay for us. The Fall Guy. The Smashing. Did you block me? You did. I'm going to hit you with the Smashing Machine. I think I'm going to be okay. I'm not positive. Jumanji Minecraft. Get the fuck out of here. And I got a badge. Out of it. That's awesome. One off of Minecraft. This is why you go to the movies. Yeah, I'll do some 1v1s. I think I Exist said it first, so I'll do I Exist and then Soul Maxwell. This is where I'm going to get humbled because you guys are much better than the randoms that I play. As usual, if you guys invite me, that's kind of the way to do it. I guess whoever invites first, we can do a game. Okay. Is that true, Somax? I feel like that's not true. Charlie Day, Fool's Paradise. You're Googling. Your Monkey Mondays on Cine2. That's a crazy username. I'm so glad you got that username. They should make the folks at Cine2 Nerdle know me now. They should really make a Monkey Mondays win condition. I have to say. If anyone at Cine2 Nerdle is listening, if you made a Monkey Mondays win condition, it would make my entire year. The Brutalist, The Pianist. From a coding perspective, that would be so hard, unfortunately. They've done like some crazier win conditions, right? I don't think it would be that crazy. I guess yeah, wait, they would need to like there's no like monkey label in the databases. So maybe it is a little hard. Roman Polanski, Repulsion. Chinatown. Okay, Chinatown. We're going to take you to Carnal Knowledge. You should be scared. That choice should be very scary to you. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Welcome to I don't know. This is maybe not actually that great of a poll. Yep, okay. The Last Movie. They had a the one for the one monkey, the famous monkey. She was a win condition for a little bit. A Star is Born. Look at that. Babs. There was just Whether or Not. Whether or Weatherman? No. What was it called with fucking I don't know. What's up, Doc? Why not? Crystal the Monkey, that's her name, yeah. Funny Girl. Oh, what was that fucking Oh my god, I just looked it up, man. Fucking hell. I actually can't think of any other Barbra Streisand movie right now. Why did I think Elaine May worked on this? Nope. Couldn't get out of Funny Girl. Yeah, they could actually. I could honestly, if they want to bring me onto the team, I would happily like put together the list of monkey movies. But then when I miss one, people are gonna be mad. Patterson, father, mother, sister, brother, just like that. Just like that. Who's your 2025 GOAT person? What do you mean? Like my person of the year? That's a weird question. I don't know how to. What would qualify? Vicky Creeps. Interesting poll. Vicky Creeps. I mean, I'll go Phantom Thread. And then I'm going to block you, obviously. 2025 GOAT person. In movies, I mean. Who had a good year? Fred Hetchinger had a great few years. He's in Marty Supreme. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but Fred Hetchinger found his way into Marty Supreme somehow, which is funny. Daniel Day-Lewis. Did you block me? Of course you did. My left foot. With a brick, of course. I think I remember that I do remember that alpha. I think that was on stream. And then I was like, I think I remember being like, I think this person knows me because they keep spamming Monkey Man as if I'm the Monkey Man. Martin Scorsese. I'm going to go Summertime. 1955. That's not that person. Winona Ryder, new movie. Didn't Roger Deakins shoot this? He did not. Martin Scorsese, Shutter Island, man. That was such a bad guess. Fine, man. You can have that one. I'll take The Mastermind with a brick. You can't use Josh O'Connor. And now I'm out of bricks. We were all dancing around one battle after another for like 5 turns. Okay, you got your first Kelly Reichardt strike. That's not good for me. That's fine, though. I'll do Old Boy because I can get... Not Old Boy. Old Joy? Because I think I can get out of every other Kelly Reichardt movie, but I don't know about Old Joy. Wendy and Lucy? I could use Lucy the dog, but we're out of Kelly Reichardt's. Just trying to think of who else is in this. Michelle Williams, though. We'll do... Is she in Drive? She's not in Drive. I guess we'll do The Fabelmans. I know what's coming. You can watch me? What is it? I didn't know you... This eyeball just appeared. I didn't know that was a feature. Duel. Oh, interesting. You went Duel. I'll go 1941. I'll go 1941 on your ass. It shouldn't have been your first Kelly Reichardt movie. The Mastermind is not a good first Kelly Reichardt movie. It's for the people who are really down with her style. And if you're not, it's a tough sell. I guess I'll go A New Hope. I'm not crazy about this guess. The Life of Chuck. The Life of Chuck, Welcome to the Monkey. Now we're dancing. The Long Walk. Stephen King. He said like 1 million. What's the other one? What's the other Stephen King adaptation this year? It's The Running Man. Right, The Running Man. No, not that. That is the second time I've done this in this game, man. Oh my god. I fucking hate this game. Is it? No. I'll do The Way of Water. The Gorge. Ugh, Jesus Christ. Fine, I'll do Eternity. I made a few mistakes in this game. The Holdovers. That's bold. That's a bold one. It's a rare Dominic Sessa connection for someone with such a small filmography. Together. Remember You? What's that movie, man? Remembering You? What? There was a new... piss. I'm just getting out of here. Regretting You. No, fuck. Oh, man. Sherlock Holmes. Fuck it. Sherlock Gnomes. Sherlock Holmes 2009. Right? Oh, shit. Fuck. Okay, that's fine. Hans Zimmer or dude, I'm blanking. What's her name? What was she in? Boom. Okay, we're good. I think we're good. Uh-oh. Don't do what I think you're going to do. Come on. Thank God. Oh, you could have won the game, just so you know. Okay, I got to tread very lightly here, actually, because... shit. This is not good, actually. Oh, man. Just end my shit, man. Yeah. I couldn't think of anything else. I literally couldn't think of anything else. Who else is in that movie? Star Wars. Okay, I'll play Smotty. That was a good game. That was a good game. Oh my god, that was hard. I really thought you were going to play Running Man with the William H. Macy Off Train Dreams. All right, you need go to the movies, and I need go to the movies. You need more for some reason, but you have that's why. You have the Notebook. Okay. The Big Lebowski, 7 years in Tibet. Started off weird. Dude, I really should have played like some Daisy Ridley movie, man. Oh, dude, I just watched The Sting. Found that connection. Robert Shaw. I'm going to keep you in the 70s as long as I possibly can. All the President's Men. Take you to fuck it, man, the Hot Rock. Butch Cassidy, so glad you did this. So honestly, so glad you did this. I'm gonna take you to HUD. You picked the wrong week to mess with a Paul Newman guy. This is not the right time to go Paul Newman. We'll get you in Harper. Play it though. Speed that shit up. All right, The Flash. I don't want to go there. I think that's fine. Friendship. What the fuck? I didn't realize that. Okay. Friendship. Rap World. What's your favorite filmmaking book? The one that's actually had an impact on me is the Transcendental Cinema book by Paul Schrader. It's a very, very good book. And he wrote it when he was he was younger than me, I think. He was like 25 or something. Back to the Future. No, that would be dumb. Actually, I'm going to do that and brick you. That sounds like a good read, honestly. History of Taiwanese cinema. That's something I know very little about. Clue. Oh, we just watched, what's it called? What is it called, man? What did we literally just watch? My Cousin Vinny. Oh. Home Alone. better be in there. Let's go, man. Let's go. That's a crazy pull. You got to admit. John, did you end up set? You did. Thank you, John. The roses. I'll do something weird here. I gotta brick that. Damn. I didn't realize. I can't believe you got to the roses through that. Hey guy, have you ever written or tried to write a play just for fun? Was more into films but ended up accidentally getting into that. I've always wanted to. I was never in like. The answer is no. But like, what's the changeover? What the fuck is the changeover? I mean, I guess I'll go Tusk, man. Not that Kevin James. Just get out of there. Just get out of there. No, I have not. I was never really involved in like my high school theater or anything like that, so I've never actually gone in, like I've never even thought about writing a play. But it sounds really fun. I've always kind of been curious about it. Is this thing on? Nope, she's not in that yet. Okay. I'm going to take you to the last movie. Easy Rider. 5 Easy Pieces. What's your least favorite album of 2025? Oof. That's a tough one. Got your ass with that. I don't know. I don't really like listen to music like that. Like it's always, it would have to be something I was really excited for. And I don't know what that would be. The Graduate. A New Leaf. I got your ass now. Yeah, I heard the Arcade Fire album was pretty bad. Yeah, I wish I had the answer to that, but I don't. I'm sorry. The Godfather. Oh, man. Okay. Did it not count my... Am I crazy? Is Al Pacino... Is that not Al Pacino? I thought Al Pacino was in Marathon Man this whole time. Midnight Cowboy. It was Dustin Hoffman this entire time. Dude, I swear to God, I've never seen Marathon Man, but like it always looks to me like Al Pacino. John Voight. Fucking National Treasure, man. What are we doing right now? We're trying our best. Mandy. Oh boy. The Surfer. Dude, we needed a point on the board. Oh, Pig. Pig. A Quiet Place. Damn it, I'm out of blocks. Fuck. It's not good. We're just gonna go on a tear right now. We're gonna we're blowing through these. Yep. Okay. And then I'll take you to Splitsville. This is just speed running the game real quick. Oh, you got stuck on Splitsville. Madam Web. Oh, shit. Okay, that's fine. I'll take you to Cha Cha real smooth. Oh, there was a better option than that, I just realized. Shithouse. Uh-huh. Shithouse. Who did I just learn was in Shithouse? And I was like, what? Really? Nope. Shithouse. Fuck it. Love Simon. I know, there's like definitely a 2025 movie in Splithouse. Shithouse. But couldn't get there. Snack Shack. What the Oh, it's him. It's Sammy Fableman. This is not good for me. I'm going to escape. Anywhere I went, you were going to get a point, and I didn't want you to get a point. You're out of escapes, though. That's good to know. What's your favorite war movie? What's your favorite war of all time? Not war movie? I'm not answering that. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to ask. Bird Box. Man, what the hell? Isn't he in this? Am I wrong? He is! Figured you'd do that. Please be in one other thing. What else was she in? Oh my god, it's so hard. Fuck it, Pretty Woman. Do you think one-hit wonder directors exist? Yes, definitely. Trying to think of one off the top of my... I'm preoccupied right now. Richard Gere. Case in point direct. Dude, honestly, yes. Whatever his name is, he's kind of... That's maybe a crazy thing to say. That's kind of a one-hit wonder. There's directors who just stopped, but that's not really their fault. Charles Lawton. Fuck My Life. Oh, shit. Okay, we'll take it. Good game. That was funny. Pink Baby Zebra. I'm sorry, but the 1v1s is a member's perk. It's one of our members' perks. If you want to play though, consider becoming a member. I will say though, don't actually become a member right now because I have one game in me if that other person wanted to play. If not, I'm gonna wrap things up. But yeah. We'll do the weekly box tier, but greetings from Germany. How's it going? Never been to Germany. Yeah, we're gonna no battle royale today. Let's do the weekly box. And then I'm gonna head out. This week's, if you didn't know, if you're new here, every week we pick a random Letterboxd account from the Discord and we pull it up on stream and we quote unquote roast it. This week's is Nico Lopez. I was reading like Nicholas, and it's Nico Lopez. NW03. Give us 1 second as we pull it up. It always gets a little foggy over here on the stream by the end. We start forgetting how to read. Okay, 03. 1 second. There we go. Let me Nico. This is your Letterboxd. Location, the world. You are from the world. Honestly, your profile picture really is like just the world. Like, yeah, that is the that is about as world as it gets. Just some water, some grass, some blue sky. You are from the world. Top 4, The Apartment, The Lobster adaptation, and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Very good top 4. Pretty good top 4. What do we say about this top 4? It's kind of like intro to film syllabus core, but we like that. These are, honestly, I as is usually the case, I like all these films. It's not the best Coen Brothers film. It's not the best, Spike Jonze film. And it's not even the best Yorgos movie. It's not even the best Billy Wilder, but it's up there. But these are all great. Let's see. The 10 Commandments, 4 stars. The Ballad of Wallace Island. Nouvelle Vague at 3 stars. Hangover at 3.5. Can't argue against any of that. Let's look at your 2025 list. I'll unfade this. We have One Battle at number 1, Sinners number 2, Begonia at number 3, Sorry Baby number 4, Train Dreams number 5. This guy just let the Golden Globes pick his top 4 of the year. I'm kidding. But no, this is good. I do need to make time for Ballad of Wallace Island. I really do. Love to see Mickey 17 crack the top 10. Love to see everything else here looks about right. I mean, I can't really argue against this. This is a very, very agreeable top. However many this is. Top movies of the year. Yorgos ranked. I'm very curious to check this out. The Favorite number 1. That's fair. That is fair. I mean, all of these are pretty high. Alps last. Kinds of Kindness last. I have yet to find something that's like a true hot take on this profile. And that's not a bad thing. But it is a thing. I do have to make note of it. Let's check your half stars as we usually do. Blonde is not a crazy take. I don't think it's a full half star in my book, but it's not a crazy take. The Meg, yeah, I can't find anything, man. I can't find anything. This is you have a very tight, safe profile. This is there's nothing I can do with this. Hello, I only follow 2 rules. Automatic follow for anyone who follows me. It's a dangerous game, brother. Speaking from experience, that's a dangerous game. And worshiping The Apartment as the greatest artistic creation on planet Earth. Now that I can get down with. The Apartment is most certainly a banger. I'm going to be honest with you. Great profile, Nico. Great profile. And glad to check it out. Okay. We are going to check in on the poll. Right now, as it stands, the movie for next week is... It's Taxi. It's Taxi 2015, directed by Jafar Panahi. Awesome. I'm going to delete the poll. It is officially Taxi. And that's going to be it. Let me see where you can find it. I think you can rent it. It's available on the Roku channel. You can also find it on Prime. I heard it's very good. I'm very excited about that one. Taxi, Jafar Panahi. We can't keep calling these roasts. I'm doing my best, man. I'm doing my best. Young Girls had 1% more. Not when I checked it. I promise you, it was not when I checked it. Gattaca for next week? Possibly. Okay. Taxi 2015 next week. Jafar Panahi. I think that's going to do. I have a weird film takes video dropping tomorrow, officially, finally. And maybe this Color of Money video will drop before the next stream, but who knows? But either way, tons of stuff to look forward to. Yeah, if this is your first time tuning in, consider subscribing. Consider becoming a member. It's a great way to support the channel. And you know what? I think that's going to do. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. It was a good one. I will see you in the next one.